Then may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions.
Panther fans unite! My name's Tony Dunn. Cody Lashney, how you doing? TK's in the house. How you doing, my friend? The Stat Daddy.
But I think Derek Brown, hey man, he deserves that dab on him pick.
Dab on him, Phil Snow. Dab on him.
All the same, yeah, 100%. We can just
Mine is going to go to the fullback. I'm going to dump on the Richie guy. Dab on him, Shaq.
I'm going to put the towel on Matt Rule.
Y'all took all the good ones.
Only one postgame roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers postgame show.
Welcome in, Panther fans. Take a seat on the couch as we continue to, continue with our therapy sessions after Panther football games. This week, Bryce Young's rookie debut went well for the Falcons. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The Panthers struggle to stop the run. Officiating was bizarre at times, and Bryce Young throws the ball out of bounds a lot. Great news. Greg got done cutting his grass just in time to see this. Man, the Panthers fall in their first game under Frank Reich. It was 24-10. And, really, it started out, I thought, pretty well. I thought the game started out well. The case was made by Brian Burns to be paid more than Bosa in the first quarter. Then Ritter looked pedestrian early on, and Bryce looked really pretty promising in his first couple of drives, moved the ball all the way downfield, went for it on 4th and 1, and that's when the crack in the armor turned into more interceptions, turnovers, and Bijan Robinson and that other guy, whoever that. The one that got all the interceptions.
Oh, Jesse Bates.
Jesse, yeah, those guys drove us nuts. The Carolina Panthers fall 24-10 in week 1 of the 2023 season. The number's 252-228-5098. We are here for you. I'm here for Cody Lashney. We're going to have to deal with Greg in just a moment.
Yeah, we are, but I guess he's earned the right to talk his shit today. Listen, man, I don't want to panic, but my instincts are telling me, bro, that did not look good at all, man. Bryce Young had some costly interceptions. Now, even us JC Horn defenders are really going to have this conversation over whether or not he's just an injury-prone player from top to bottom. Do we have any wide receivers that can make separation? And, dude, if Brian Burns in one game did not prove what he means to this defense, bro, I don't know what else to tell you. He is our pass rush. But you know what, Tony? You already know that we're here for that therapy session, and a lot of them need therapy. It's your favorite. You know them and love them. Adam Sanders, Ahmad Campbell, Drew. What's up, Drew? Brandon R., C3 Anthony, D's Ill Skills, Carolina Rice Cracker, Dexter Henderson, Jay Wright, Eddie Power, Mortensen, Nirvash, Panther Growl, Kristen Ledane, Justin D. Young, Coach Kurt C3, Tony Dunn. It's the first game of the season in the books. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The number's 252-228-5098. Call in. Let us know what you think about Bryce Young's debut as a Carolina Panther. Frank Reich as a debut. It is his head coaching debut for the Carolina Panthers. Don't forget, C3 Superfans, can support the show for just $1.99 a month. And today we'll be playing Mega Mingo. Like we'll be playing every game this season. You have an opportunity to win a Jonathan Mingo jersey if you are a C3 super fan. So go ahead, consider that. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, be a part of the show. CK got a good view of the beach, but not a good view of football.
No, dude, it was unfortunate the way that it happened, and I don't say that Greg earned the right to talk shit. Unfortunately, Bryce earned the shit talking, I think, today. And right now he looks like a rookie. He looks like a guy that we all hoping he wouldn't be coming out here and throwing up 2 interceptions like that. But I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for one guy, this game looks totally different. Jesse Bates is his advertised. He earned the money that he got paid already just with this one game. We're going to see if he's able to pick that up and continue it throughout the year. But Madden Simulation, for those of you who tuned in, was eerily correct on the score prediction and almost the way that the game was going to go today. So I'm not happy about the outcome, but I mean, there's still some optimism. I think that a lot of the issues we saw today are fixable.
The C3 podcast is here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. You guys go ahead and check us out there on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher. Greg, tough outing for the rookie. 2 turnovers, really. I mean, just 2 exact duplicate interceptions, actually.
The same play,
same exact play. You asked in the chat, our private chat on X, you said, who was it asked if it was a bad pick?
It was me. I didn't get to see the first. I was just listening to the radio call because I was still driving to the beach. But I was wondering. I saw that. I heard the interception, but I didn't know if it was an egregious one. And after the review, it didn't seem like it wasn't like he threw to a wide open safety, right?
Like Deshaun Watson did,
right?
But I think Greg. I thought the window, it was kind of, hey, welcome to the NFL. The window closes quickly here. How did you feel today, or how you doing? I guess you can't be happy. Thank God we can't hear that.
We can't hear you. You're muted. You might be muted.
Oh, well, you can't hear it. Well, that's laughing. It's a Joker laugh.
Look, thank God we couldn't hear that.
Look, I'm not saying Bryce Young is a bust, but I just want to make sure that everybody who's been giving me shit for the last few months can now finally come back down to earth and realize that he's not going to be the best quarterback in the league. He's not going to be the answer right away, which is what people have been arguing. I don't mind people saying he's going to be good eventually because I think he will be too. He's a good quarterback. But he had a rough day today, and I'll go ahead and tell you right now, everybody giving me shit about my knowledge in football and what's going on with this. There was another first-round quarterback drafted today.
You might not want to do this, Greg. You might not want to do this right now.
Okay, cool. I'll talk about it later. About another
no. I'm telling you this because you're going to be talking about Anthony Richardson, and he's the only quarterback that got hurt today.
No.
Oh God, he got hurt.
Yes.
Somebody in the chat said that Stroud looked the most efficient. Anthony Richardson looked the most.
How does anybody know? My attention is so on the Panthers that it's like I'm barely even paying attention to what's.
They're probably checking the box score.
I'm watching multiple games. I went to I went to a bar to watch. They had games all over the place. And I had the Colts game on the screen right beside me and the Panthers game right here. So I was watching both of them. Look, man, here's the thing. I'm not saying Bryce is garbage because he's not. But let's be real. He's playing like he didn't play like a guy you trade 2 first-round picks for in the first game. In the first game. I'm not saying he is totally. In the first game, he didn't play like that. He played worse in this game than he played in any preseason game that everybody was defending, okay? I'm not saying I'm right because I was never saying Bryce Young was a bust anyway, but he did not look good. There is no argument you can make that says he looked good. He threw the ball away quite a few times. He had 2 very easy interceptions in it. If this guy is cerebral, how do you say it? Like that? Cerebral. Like you guys say he is. Those 2 interceptions, especially the exact same play, you shouldn't make.
I don't
Those
think
are easy reads. If I'm playing Madden and I'm looking at this, I can see that guy sitting right there. And I'm not trying to compare.
Maybe he could.
You guys are trying to compare a video game with looking at balls to real life. So.
I mean, listen, I think just like the preseason, there was positive to focus on, and there was negative to focus on.
Yeah, I agree.
No one is going to argue that those 2 interceptions weren't ridiculous. There were
and
two.
that really changed the game.
And so every time the Panthers gave up the football, they end up scoring points off of our mistakes on those 2 interceptions that Bryce Young threw and the fumble that Miles Sanders had later on in the game.
And not even just that, that whole special teams situation where we had to punt, Johnny Hecker had to punt outside of his inside the end zone because of that horse collar tackle that somehow offset, and we still got the ball at the 1. Didn't make a tremendous amount of sense. Bizarre. That was the only other time that they scored points, and that was because they had a short field too. This defense did everything they could to hold up. They were just given really bad and shitty situations. Again, all of this there was nothing today outside of maybe wide receivers not performing well that can't be fixed.
Well, the run, we can't stop the run. That also continues to be a problem. They gashed us late, and there's reasons for that.
We did it situationally. I don't feel like all day they were just tearing us up running the football. I
thought they ran at will.
I thought that we had some good opportunities getting into the defensive backfield. Frankie Louvu is still flying around. Brian Burns was the player of the game early, in my opinion. I mean, we had some pressure, but man, dude, it's like 2 things go hand in hand. Bryce did not play exceedingly well, and a lot of people that were worried about the receiving core, they felt vindicated today too. Because let me tell you what,
which isn't that good. That's what Anthony Piccarello and G Baby are going to be calling up. JJ, they're going to be calling up about that. But
here's the deal, man. Like, as a fan base, are we supposed to say that, everything is going to get better when DJ Chark comes back? Then we'll have a downfield passing attack. Like, that doesn't, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like we knew that we were only able to throw these short passes. There was never any downfield passing attack.
I think that was always.
Hold on. And the commentators said multiple times during the game that there is nothing downfield open for Bryce Young. And that became apparent when there were a couple plays where Bryce had like 5-6 seconds inside the pocket, and there's nothing happening downfield, man. It was just a calamity of errors on offense. And as of right now, we look like we did under Ben McAdoo and Matt Rule.
I want to shout out Tyler Jones, $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. He said, Greg, be nice. Remember, it's just game 1. Let's not overreact today, C3 and C3 fans. Defense looks better, but offensively looks a lot like 2022. Kyle, thank you for the $5 super chat. Greg doesn't talk like a fan. I am realistic too, by the way. Brandon King, thank you. $1.99 love bomb. He can't look good when he has no one to throw to.
Boom.
Sure.
Kyle, $2 love bomb. Sad you'd rather be right than win. Ugh.
No.
Here I think there's truth on both sides on a lot of these on all of these takes. There's an element of truth to all of them, but I do think there were moments Bryce Young looked very good. He went 6 for 6 on a drive that ended in a touchdown. Yeah. Prior to throwing the first interception, he really was playing lights out, right? So he made that mistake, and then he made the same mistake twice. He made 2 mistakes. There was a miss, I think, to Jonathan Mingo deep that somebody said could have put us back in the game.
Mingo was open.
Yeah,
and him.
To me, that was the biggest miss. If you want the other one, I think Terrace Marshall Jr. didn't finish running the rest of his fucking route.
Yeah, look, there were quite a few that it just felt like our receivers have poor route running.
Well, there's a reason Terrace Marshall Jr. hasn't been high in the coach's minds for some reason. Yeah. He has not excelled.
He missed a lot of time.
It's not just his injuries, though. Mingo was named a starter before he was injured. So there is something there that, and I thought he actually started playing out pretty well. The Panthers were playing well through the first half.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing about Bryce Young's passes that I saw today is I didn't see any passes that the wide receiver just missed, like hit his hands and dropped. Like all I saw was the ball not being in a spot the receiver could catch it, and I don't know if that's the receiver's fault or if that's Bryce's fault.
I think
I didn't see any passes that were dropped by wide receivers.
No, but I think
So,
part of what I would point to is early in the game, for instance, that one drive that we went, we had 3 back-to-back incompletions. One was a curl route to the leftover, and that was to Mingo, who didn't run a crisp route. He wasn't there where Bryce was expecting him to be, and the almost identical opposite side of the field, and TMJ didn't run a proper curl flat either, or curl route there, and so the ball was right there, ready for the break, but the receivers just kept on running. There was a couple of times. I just think that a lot of this was communication, but I also think a lot of this is that, I don't know that these guys were getting open at all. Like
Right.
when you look at what Bryce Young was doing, he's trying to read through his progressions. When did we see him at all in preseason or anything have to hold onto the ball this quick, this long to try to get an open receiver? We didn't. They were locking down these receivers. I guarantee if we go back and watch the tape, these guys had no daylight. This secondary from the Falcons is the real deal, from all accounts, from what we can see, because there was nobody getting a shed, not even getting a yard on any of these cornerbacks except for once or twice.
Bryce Young finished the day 20 for 38 with 146 yards, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. Passer rating of 48.8, a completion percentage of 52%. Certainly wasn't a good day. Desmond Ridder had a statistically better day, had a passer rating of 111.8, but he was 15 for 18 for 115 yards with a touchdown and 0 picks.
Do you know at one point he was like 6 for 7 for 0 yards and a touchdown?
It was funny.
Yeah,
because he caught his own pass.
And I was like, what the hell? 6 for 7 for 0 yards and a touchdown? How's that work?
He was also 1 for 1 for -7 yards and a pass that he completed to himself.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was great. So the number's 252-228-5098. At some point, we got to talk about JC Horn here. Let's actually, as we continue, look, I think, as Bryce played like a rookie today in many ways, I'm not concerned. Not concerned. I think this team has a lot of promise. I think there are some issues potentially at wide receiver of it just being kind of the story of what the Carolina Panthers have been for a lot of times, which is no separation, right? How many times do you just say that over and over on this podcast over the last 10 years? But I do think there's some promise, and a lot of that promise, I think, comes from this is, look, I think you get some of the first week jitters out for Bryce Young, some of the miscommunications when it comes to the play. Like we had a delay of game and some different things like that. You clean up, maybe we have less turnovers. That's going to be a big deal. I thought the offensive line played well today, though, and that's a good sign coming out of some of the struggles with the preseason. As we turn to the defense, Cody, man, Brian Burns in the first 2 series had like 1.5 sacks, a tackle for a loss, a forced fumble. He was all over the place. It looked like, I thought, man, you had reporters. David Newton said, man, you might as well just try to pay this guy at halftime. I thought, look, he's trying to make a case to get paid more than Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know how anyone could argue that Brian Burns is not worth the money that we would pay him. And by the way, I mean, I think that you saw early on how much it's going to benefit him being in that 3-4. His vision's there. His strength is there. He's just doing so much better than he ever has. And it's like, yeah, man, I don't know what more we need to see from Brian. We need to pay the man. He is the beginning, middle, and end of our pass rush.
A lot of people are asking, where was he in the second half? And I think that probably where he was is, but maybe that's kind of the limitation some people think that Brian Burns has, is that the Falcons turned to the run game in the second half. And there really was very little opportunity for the defensive front to cause and wreak havoc when you're running the ball. They can't sack the quarterback when they're handing it off. Derek Brown did have a sack, and some of that was created by chaos created by Brian Burns or helped by that. So it's really hard for me to gauge did he disappear in the second half, or did the Carolina Panthers just put themselves and put the defense in some tremendously difficult situations, which that really seems to be the case when you turn the ball over, the fumble, The 2 interceptions, they all are the reasons that they led to points. That's the only way the Falcons scored, except for later on in the game. I guess down the stretch, they got 1 offensive touchdown. So, guys, your thoughts on the Panthers' debut defense under Giro Evero?
I didn't think that it looked that bad, especially to start out. I mean, I thought we were very aggressive. You know, it was a good score at halftime, and I felt like we were doing a good job of getting off the field. But man, dude, the fact that the first game of the year, J.C. Horn has the hamstring injury. Yet again, we're talking about his injuries. Then at the end of the game, that incredible play that Kyle Pitts made over the top of, I believe it was C.J. Henderson.
It was two of them. It was Henderson and who's the new safety we got?
Von Bell.
Von Bell. C.J. Henderson did exactly what he does in every damn.
Yep, every time.
Every play. He's in relatively good position. He gets nervous when the ball closes in. He puts his hands on the receiver, and he fails to just turn around and look to bat the ball down.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not promising, though, if we're already talking about, look, I've been a big defender of J.C. Horn, but it's like, bro, enough is enough. How many times are we going to have to go through this? I know it's not his fault. He doesn't want to be hurt. But damn, bro, it's like every year we're having to be like, oh, man, if he's just on the field, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. But he's never on the field, man. And by the way, he's always hurt during training camp as well. Man, whenever your offense is not putting up points, your defense is on the field too long. I think that's why they were able to run the ball a lot more effectively in the second half. We just gassed out, man, because we could not produce a cohesive offense.
Can we get the new member shout out, please?
Yes, sir.
CK, we've got some. We need your golden pipes. I know that he doesn't have his typical golden microphone.
And real quick, before CK does that, Lil Vert for 199 says pay Burns. And Alvin Busano says Burns stock up in the first half, back down in the second. Here's that new super fan for you, CK.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I want you to stand on your feet. Applaud the one thing worth applauding today. Ahmad Gamble has joined the C3 Superfan Club for $1.99. He has said, I want to support this channel and become one of the elite members of this limited club. Thank you for the joining of the Superfans. Welcome in.
At 5 o'clock, we'll be playing Mega Mingo, and Ahmad is eligible to be included in the Mega Mingo drawing. We're going to be playing the Mega Mingo card all season long after games, and when we hit Mega Mingo, one of the C3 Superfans will be selected to get a Jonathan Mingo jersey. We're going to keep the card rolling each week so it doesn't have to reset, so we can make sure that we get hopefully multiple winners throughout this season. I want to remind you guys that the show, the C3 Panthers postgame show, is brought to you by Caldera Labs. Caldera Labs, guys, is for you. It's a men's facial care program where if you feel like me, you're getting older, you're getting stressed, the Panthers, they weigh on you. They weigh on you. J.C. Horn's injuries weigh on you, and it ages you. This has been an aging process for all of us. Well, with Caldera products, man, you can slow the aging process, look younger with a twice-a-day skin regimen. It really is a fantastic product. I've been using it myself. You wash with a cleanse, then you put the lotion on, you put a moisturizing lotion, you get clean, tight, great feeling skin, but it's not dry, no alcohol feel in this product. They have a serum, they have an eye cream. I've been using it. calderalab.com/C3 gets you 20% off your first order. So go to calderalab.com/C3, guys. Take care of yourself. Look good, feel good. And man, that's really all I got to say. Let's keep going through the show, guys. All right. J.C. Horn. Man, he probably played 8 games. You know, I had a tweet that kind of went viral. People like self-deprecation, I guess. And I think authenticity and just truth of the matter probably helps a lot. I put Horn is about as healthy as my marriage. It's been rough for me, folks. But anyway, now that's neither here nor there. But J.C. Horn, non-contact injury, looks like a hamstring. They took him to the tent, and immediately he's not play. He's no sign of return.
Yeah, and
it was
Tony,
early in the game too.
Tony, this right here, honestly, wins the argument you and I were on the side of last week about after you pay Brian Burns, Derek Brown's the next guy to play.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
If you were talking about J.C. Horn, guess what? J.C. Horn's too injured, and Derek Burns or Derek Brown is there. So
yeah,
I mean,
Derek Brown was big time today too.
He was pretty good.
Derek Brown looked good.
I do have questions about how that front's going to continue. Look, the way that you beat this team right now is to run the ball on them.
But that's the thing.
They had
is
Bijan
like
against us today too, and that's a dude. He's elite.
Well,
he's going to be Zeke in the first 3 years.
Dude, Bijan Robinson was not the best running back in the game today. It was Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier was running over people.
Are you basing that off just touchdown totals, or are you basing that off of
no numbers?
They were both good. Man, freaking Bijan Robinson had, look here, let's go to the stats. The stats were Bijan Robinson was 10 for 56. He had a 21-yard long run. Algier was 15 for 75, 22-yard run.
About the same thing,
Algier averaged 5 yards a carry. Robinson averaged 5.6. That's a testament, though, to the Panthers' inability to stop the run. If the running backs are averaging two backs are running over 5 yards a carry, you get 2 rushing touchdowns against you. Bijan Robinson added on another 27 yards receiving, and Algier had 19 coming out of the backfield. That's just, again, this kind of, and I want to play a little, I want to be not too cautious in criticizing the defense. I think like when you're on the field and late in the games, those numbers get padded, and that hurts the defense as they continue to get tired, as the game situations don't benefit the defense. But really, they ran at will throughout this game.
I don't know, Tony. I think it was a tale of two halves. I don't think that it's like they were just running on us willy-nilly in the first half. I didn't see that. I also felt like if it wasn't for that fumble, the Panthers were just as effective running the football. Dude, Chuba Hubbard was able to run the ball today, and I know everybody wants to shit all over Chuba. Chuba had some plays, but he looked damn good today. But I don't know, man. This defense, we knew that stopping the run was going to be a problem. But all of those issues are compounded if you're not able to consistently score points. And yet again, we're not able to consistently score points. We saved all of our best stuff for Atlanta. We didn't show shit in the preseason. So we were expecting a bit of an offensive explosion today. That didn't happen. Laviska Shenault was making some plays early in the game, disappeared the rest of the game, and then your only touchdown comes from your tight end, which Panther fans are used to, frankly. But I don't know, man. It was just an up and down performance. That was good and bad, but at the end of the day, we were not able to be consistent on offense or defense for 4 quarters.
Check this out. Look, is the first possession for the Falcons. The first run was an 8-yard run by Bijan. Then they end up punting.
Nasty,
then they punt, right? The next possession they get, where we turned it over on downs, their next possession, their first run was a 19-yard run, then a 22-yard run, then a 4-yard run. Then we go down to their next possession, 5-yard run. And they're in the end zone. Where is this not bad against the run, Cody?
John,
their first 5 runs were over 10. We're freaking 10 yards plus.
They had a couple of good plays in the backfield.
That first half. Yeah, they had a few good plays, but for the most part, we kept them off the football field. They were all run plays. Look, first run, Cody. The first run was 8 yards. Gash, right? The second possession, first run, 19-yard gash. Second play,
22-yard run, gash, 4-yard run, gash, right? The only time that we did anything, the only time they didn't do anything is when they put the ball in Ritter's hands.
Yeah,
Dude,
they had a good stop on a screen.
We didn't
Brian
stop the
Burns
run
did.
at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, early in the game, that's literally the only option that they had because they couldn't throw the ball.
It doesn't matter.
Again,
we know that that's what they're going to do.
We were clamping down before they were able to get into the end zone. What really, what really gashed us was the turnovers, man. Giving them the ball back in good position, and then, hey, man, when you're a football team, your coach always teaches you score points off of turnovers. Don't let it be for nothing. And the Falcons, they did that today.
Yeah, I will say, Cody, I agree with you to a certain extent that I believe that the turnovers were the difference today. Because if you take the turnovers away and their scores away from the turnovers, the defense played a pretty good game. The problem is we played the Atlanta Falcons. Okay? They're not a good team. Like, we did not good against a not good team. That equals not good.
Well, they're a lot different than they were last year. I think here, let's put a couple of things into perspective. They had one of the worst defenses last year in the entire league, and they went and got a bunch of players and got a little bit better on defense. Yeah, it's significant. I mean, look, they caused their defense won this game for them.
Yeah, but their defensive line also, like, I felt early in the game.
Yeah, it didn't own anybody.
No, it didn't own anyone. And like they weren't getting like super duper consistent pressures. Hey, before we go forward, 2 big time love bombs.
Yeah.
Want to make sure that we don't miss them. Brian B with the $10 says no receiver separation, no run game, 3-0 turnover margin. That's all I need to see, or that's all that need to be said. Atlanta is a bad team from what I saw, and we were worse. Very much the same sentiment that Greg just said. Brian B with another 10. 3-4 defense always opens up to the run game. That's why they ran so much. If you guys remember, we ran all over that Zero Vero defense last year as well. So this is a good point. It's almost like
I've been telling y'all
this was going to be the drawback. But again, to me, it's just like we were able to clamp down when it mattered the most. We got them off the field. It's the turnovers that ended up killing us, man. 2 on Bryce and 1 on Miles Sanders on what would have been a great run from Miles.
Also, with that being the base defense, I think the best complement to that defense is an explosive offense, and we don't have that. I don't think any of us believe we were going to be an explosive offense. We all believe this was just going to be a very efficient offense, but I think that does not help at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a comedy of errors. Again, like, I also want to put this out. I'm not panicked. This is our first.
No, we were still in this game until we went down 24 to 10. It's 17-10. I thought we still, I was like, man, this could come back. And then I think that was when the Miles Sanders fumble happened. I'm not panicked either at all. Like, I thought this was a reasonably well debut in some ways, and that might just make me just trying to not talk shit about everything. But I saw some promise in a couple of areas. I saw the offensive line starting to look better than it had, or looking the best it had outside of, because of that poor preseason. I saw some moments where Bryce Young demonstrated the capability to really be an effective quarterback in this league. And then I saw some moments too on the defense where you thought, man, these guys are getting pressure. You could see some things happening. But then, like, there was weaknesses in every part of the game. There was weaknesses on the offense. There were weaknesses on the defense. And there was poor play on the special teams. What in the hell was that punt returner, the new kid, doing?
Dude,
he fields the punt in the corner inside the 10. It was like on the 5, dude. It felt like. Then he proceeds to run laterally and even backwards towards the end zone. He gets horse collared. Somehow we get the ball on the 1 yard line after a horse collar. You get a horse collar penalty, and the ball is put where it was at, because they said there was another foul for a guy running out of bounds or something. What if he would have horse collared him into the end zone? Would it have been a touch, like a?
I mean, I guess so. There were like 4 flags on the field.
Yeah.
And to me, it was such bullshit, man, that they put us at the 1. But yeah, I mean, that was very, very dumb. That could have been a lot worse than it was. And I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm trying not to feel so dejected. There are people in the chat room saying that it's time to tank. We have no first round pick.
It's not time to tank.
If you wanted.
Okay,
Right, but even if you wanted to, we couldn't.
There's no point. Yeah. Can I tell you though, Tony, you sound like what Pat Coltrane was talking about now. Like with what you're saying right now, you're starting to hear that. It's still early. It's just preseason. It don't matter. It's just week 1. It don't matter.
All right,
let's see how long this goes before we keep saying.
At what point did
it don't matter?
At what point did I ever say that we were going to be a 10-win team? I've always said that we're 7, 8, or 9 in the
like that's 9. You call it
8, 9, and I think that and I picked the middle because I feel like a 7 and 10 team is reasonable. I think a 9 and 8 team. So no, I'm like, I really think that this team looks about probably where I expected them to look in some ways.
And,
all right, it's the debate.
And real quick, Jay Thomas with the 499 says Dean Blandino even confused himself trying to explain the whole thing. Yeah, it seemed like a shit show.
All right, this is the debut of Mega Mingo, folks. Mega Mingo is exclusively played on the C3 Panthers post game. Another one of mine. Yeah. So the way this works is we're gonna have to you hit a Mingo, a 5 across or a 5 diagonal, right, or a 5 down. We're gonna keep the card running each week, right? So it's a collective card. Not everybody gets a different card. We play this card, and when we hit a Mingo, a Mega Mingo, should I say, we're gonna give a jersey away. A Jonathan Mingo jersey to a C3 super fan. So if you want to be included in the Mega Mingo throughout the season, you got to be a C3 super fan. All right. We did not get a win. All right. So let's start here. Bryce only had 1 passing touchdown, correct?
Correct.
All right. So we didn't get that. We did not have a successful challenge, actually.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. No 300-yard passing game. We have to do some research. Did Luvu have a tackle for loss in this game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he had one where
he had a sack.
Dude, 1999 love bomb from Sarah Taylor. Not stressing, fellas. Saw some good things. Saw some dumb things. We will be good. Keep pounding. Thanks to Sarah. That's incredible.
We got a burn sack here. All right. Did our defense have 4 sacks today?
No, I don't think so.
No horn intercept. That poor Squares lost for the season.
Damn it, man.
We didn't have interception, did we?
No, we did not.
No Thielen touchdown, no road win, no win versus the Falcons. Ooh, that one we only got one more opportunity to get that square. No defensive score, no Sanders score, no Mingo touchdown.
Oh, we're saying we did have 4 sacks.
We did?
That's what chat room is saying. Let me
check those figures.
Yeah. See, it doesn't have defensive stats right here. I guess let me see.
I got the
look
game
at individual
book
stats,
open.
defense. Sacks, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3.5. So yeah, that rounds up to 4. Yeah,
we don't round.
No, we had 4 because Brian Burns had 1.5 and Shy Total had 0.5. So collectively they had 4 sacks. Derek Brown had 1. Brian Burns had 1.5.
So
Frankie
mark
Lee
it off,
had
Tony.
1.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how it works.
No, we
So
did.
What if you got 2 sacks and 4 people had half? Okay. Whatever.
Then you got 2 sacks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
like
4.
when you add all their sacks up, they had 4 sacks
give it to
collectively.
him. We did have
1
4.
plus 1
4.
plus 1.5 plus 0.5 is 4.
Did we have a defensive score? No. Did we have a 100-yard rusher? No. Did we have a 50-yard field goal? No. Fumble recovery? No, I don't think.
Yeah,
Close.
Bryce Young recovered his own fumble.
No, it's got to be by the defense.
Okay. Well, you had a rookie touchdown though, right? Bryce Young threw his first touchdown.
Bryce Young did scramble for a first down in this, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did. And
I think he did. He had one long run. Remember, he had a long run.
Early on, he scrambled. Yeah.
Did we have a 20+ yard play?
Yes. Let me check.
If we did, it sure as hell doesn't feel like it. I'll tell you that much.
All right. That is see, guys, look, man, we're gonna be close. You're gonna be looking.
You got rookie touchdown right there. Does Bryce Young not count for that?
Oh.
He threw a touchdown.
Gosh, I made this too easy, guys. I made this too easy.
Oh, we're not there yet.
No, look, you ain't gonna be able to close that one out
so
for
we
a minute.
Need a 20+ yard offensive play and a win versus Falcons. Oh wow, yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Oh wow,
okay,
man! Imagine
this
dude. We could have been giving a jersey away today.
Yeah,
if Mingo, right. If Mingo catches that, if they don't overthrow it, you get the 20-yard offensive play. You get the win versus the Falcons, and you have a straight Mingo jersey on the first week.
Wow.
Holy moly.
So Mingo did not have a tackle for loss.
He had a sack. He had to have a tackle for loss. He had a sack.
But that's not yeah.
That's a tackle for loss.
Sack's tackle for loss. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
that
was
not
a pretty
in the same category, I don't think.
We just need to check this, guys. Did we have a 20+? This is the real thing, guys. Chat, help us out. Did we have a 20+ offensive yard play? And thank you, Tim. He said the Mingo card is such a great idea, C3. I thought it was too. And when I introduced it to people, they were like, what did you do? They were like, all right, that is Mega Mingo. We'll be playing that throughout the season. We're going to need, you're going to need the Falcons to win. We're going to have to beat the Falcons in the second game, or else this jersey is going to get difficult. That's going to make
the card's going to get filled up otherwise before then.
Like the whole card gets filled up, and then you got the one spot against that would suck. All right, the number's 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Let's go. Can we take some calls, man? The fans have a lot to say. We're 30-40 minutes into the show. We haven't taken a call. These guys, there's a lot in the hole. There's a lot of calls.
I want to hear JJ and Glenn.
C3 fans, it's your turn. Call in, leave us a message at 252-228-5098.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his notebook? Who's that kid that can use one?
I'm playing.
C3 was good. Yeah. Been a little minute since I called in, but it's me, JD.
JD, what's up?
I don't know if this is how Burns is going to play every game. Don't pay him. This man, Burns said, "Fuck Spider-Man." He tapping into that Venom rage. Yo, he just blew that running back the hell up. God,
he said, "Don't pay him."
Panther football.
Yeah, I think he's saying this is just motivates this motherfucker to play. Like,
keep pounding.
Just be like, we'll handle this in the off season, bro. We need you to prove it. And he's like, fuck that. I'm gonna get 12 sacks today.
Well, look, here's my thing, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I knew it was going to come back in the calls. Like, Cody, you said earlier, you pay this man whatever he wants, pay this man. So I want to ask you, they just paid Nick Bosa 5 years, $170 million, $34 million a year.
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay Brian Burns more than that right now, based on the performance today? Pay him more than that right now?
No, but I also don't think that he's asking for that.
Yeah,
but I get it. But I get it. But that means that your statement of just pay this man whatever he wants.
He means
no. But see, this is my point, Greg. You should have paid him the $27 to $28 million a year
Agreed.
that he was asking for.
Because now
he was going to play the whole season, and now if he balls out, now you damn sure paying him over $33 million a year.
If he puts up another game like he did today, next week, it's like closer and closer to Bosa every week. And then at the end of the season, if he
did
goes,
he have a great game today? I mean, he
had a forced fumble, 1.5 sacks in the first 2 possessions. Not bad.
Okay, that's not bad. I can't.
He's on pace for 18 or 20 sacks and 17 forced fumbles.
Yeah, like the dude is the man. Like trying to lowball him is just going to end up hurting us. He's going to be more expensive. And boy, Panther fans were bitching at $28 million. Yeah, wait till he really does want north of $33 million. Then you're all going to be pissed off. And it's just dumb to me, man. Fitterer, I really lost a lot of respect for Fitterer's moves as a GM throughout this whole Brian Burns situation.
All right, we're going to. Oh, did you see Sheena Quick's tweet about that?
No, what?
She said that she saw Scott Fitterer on the sidelines, walked up to him and said, "The fans are saying they're going to take away your laser eyes if you don't pay Brian Burns." And he said, "I'm trying to."
So what does that mean? No, so what did you take that to mean? If he says I'm trying to, what does that mean? I'm trying to at the number
it means the numbers aren't.
Yeah, it means Brian Burns' agents ain't fucking around.
Right.
they're saying this. We got our bell cow right here.
Yeah.
Well,
our cash cow.
I have to hear what they're offering. Like they may be saying we're offering something fair, and they could be, because I think the $28 million range is right around that range he needs to be in. But he may be asking for more. I don't know.
Fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be awesome.
I think the $28 million.
If he's playing like this, they're gonna have to give 122 fully guaranteed over 3 years.
I tell you what, if we do end up going down the drain, maybe he's trade bait before the deadline.
All right,
here's the thing.
We're not going down the drain, man.
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Here's the thing, though. With one game, his great stats this game, he could have no sacks and 1 tackle next game, and those stats through 2 games look horrible. So I mean,
yes,
they do. If my
they do
aunt
through
had
2 games,
nuts,
they look horrible.
All right.
One game,
Let's go to the next call. Let's go to the next call.
Well, boys, here's to another 0-1 start. This is Kyle, by the way.
Well, Kyle.
I mean, the little meme of shooting yourself in the foot is what the Panthers were today. Like Bryce, he looks like he can control the game, but he's got a lot to learn. And I think he will, honestly. I'm not panicking about him, even though he didn't have the greatest game. But our receivers get no separation. Our O-line actually looked fucking awesome. They were like the strongest part of our offense. Chuba looked like a fucking beast. Our D-line looked like a beast. Brian Burns better get paid. C.J. Henderson plays football like he's a fucking peewee out there. Like Kyle Pitts literally moved him out of his fucking way with no effort at all.
Yeah.
Get C.J. Henderson the fuck off of this team. Get him off the team. Like, he's trash. He's garbage. D-line was eating. We gave up some big runs at times, but the thing that's scary is, bro, like, this is the Falcons. You're not going to play a much worse quarterback than Desmond fucking Ridder. So, I don't know. We got a lot to improve on. Clean up some mistakes. I don't know, man. That's disappointing. We should have dominated this game, but costly turnovers. A shitty DB. Oh, and JC. I think it's time. It's time. Like, JC, come on, bro. In the first half of the first game of the season, you're out. God damn, bro. Injuries. Like, Troy Hill can be a backup, but now C.J. Henderson has to fucking play. He has to now. Dude, I don't know. I think we can get better, obviously, but this is just disappointing to the fucking Falcons of all goddamn teams. See y'all later, boys.
Guys, the JC my horn tweet is now at 9 reposts, 18 quote tweets, 92 likes, 1 bookmark, in 7,000 views. Holy moly. People like,
oh, man. I mean,
hey.
Yeah, dude, this secondary, I think is really. I mean, listen, if we're not able to stop the run, and we're not able to defend downfield attacks, because we have Troy Hill and Keith Taylor and
he made
CJ
a great
Henderson.
play today, though.
Yeah, he did, but it's like, dude, these guys are not premier, premier wide receiver. I mean, corner talents. We didn't trust them last year. Why would we trust them this year, man? It's like one of the things I said a few weeks ago. This team has the potential to be good, but not if we hit a bunch of injuries. The depth on this team is not good enough to compete with your backups having to play meaningful multiple games throughout the season. So that's just tough, man. And dude, knowing that JC Horn, that we're still dealing with this, you also have the people that are always going to say, should have taken Pat Surtain.
Oh, they've been saying it all day today.
Should have taken Pat Surtain. And how do you tell them anything? Like, how do you say
it's
anything
just one
to
of those
that?
things. It doesn't fucking. It's an unhelpful conversation ultimately to have.
I mean,
it's like, does that really help?
kinda.
Because we could just say we could have taken Justin Fields. We could have taken Justin Fields, and then they'll be like, "What? You don't like Bryce? You don't like this?" It's kind of comparing. It just is it helpful? I mean, there is a gamble. Injury is a gamble.
It definitely doesn't do nothing for
throughout
us now.
that's just the way it is. So I don't know. All right, let's go to the next call. The number's 252.
Hey, real quick, Tony. CK
yeah.
has to jump out here. CK, final words, bro.
Man, it's not the sky isn't falling. Everybody, take a breath. We have a full week of preparation. I think Bryce Young, being the quarterback that we drafted him to be, I think he's going to learn from this, and I think he's going to learn a lot of lessons. And one of those lessons is the NFL is different than college. It's unfortunate that I see, it feels like, at least from what we saw, that the continued vanilla play calling and all that stuff, there was some things that looked positive, but for the most part, they weren't really scheming these guys open. So the hope is that the play calling gets a little bit better next week. Bryce Young's able to learn from these decisions. And we're going up against a defense that also could be considered a really good defense with a really good secondary as well. It's going to be interesting. But as of now, man, I'm just happy that football is back here, talking about it with you guys. And we'll see everybody Tuesday, and then we'll get that Madden simulation out again next week and see if Madden continues to be eerily accurate with how these games are going.
Thank you. Great. Enjoy your time with your family, CK.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, later.
All right, peace and love, brother.
The number's 252-228-5098. Up, and I got to press play.
What's up, Panther Nation C3? How you guys doing? This is Tyler.
Tyler,
what a
what's
rough
up?
first week. That was pretty bad. Bryce Young did not look good at all. I mean, he had some moments, but he did not look good. I definitely think there's a lot of rookie mistakes. Like, obviously, the 2 interceptions by Jesse Bates, he was able to read his eyes all the way. So he's got to learn to kind of brush off the safety with his eyes looking away from the receiver he wants to throw to. Jesse Bates had a hell of a game. The whole defense had a hell of a game. The offensive line wasn't terrible. They weren't that, honestly, it wasn't that bad. But the receivers, I think it's a combination of Bryce Young getting kind of in sync with his receivers. And I think also there's several plays that I saw that TMJ and Bryce Young had miscommunication. And I mean, I don't know. I have to wonder if the coach will kind of clear up if that was Bryce Young or the receiver that made those mistakes. But Bryce Young, he's got a lot to learn from. I think early in the game, going for it at 4th down, flipped the momentum drastically the entire game. That 3rd down before they went on on 4th down, they were both, that 3rd and 4th down play was poor call. It was a horrible play call. But Brian Burns, man, is the real deal. He is the best player on that team. And if Brian was not there playing, and props to him, I mean, that just speaks a lot to him, who he is as a person. But with a forced fumble and like a sack in 2 drives, I mean, The guy's another level. Pay him. I was listening to the Friday Free for All the other day, and people saying, "Oh, don't pay him $30 million is too much." Idiots. I'm sorry. This guy is the real deal. He's going to be a great player on this defense, and he's going to be a cornerstone. Pay that man. Pay that man. A bunch of missed tackles, and then J.C. Horn going down, and then C.J. Henderson. Here we go again. Please give me somebody else to look at. I don't care if that other person gets beat. I'd rather not be 23. Get that guy off my football team. C.J. Henderson is trash. Always has been. Get the guy off my football team. But it's going to be a long season. There's a lot to learn from this game. So hopefully next week when they play the Saints, they'll be able to clean some stuff up. But the play calling too was just horrible from an offense perspective. Frank Wright didn't look good. So hope you guys have a good week and keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Any thoughts on the play calling, guys? I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it worked well in the beginning. I guess the big issues I had, where there was two, is I did not like the fourth down play call. Like just line up and run it like a regular, like he was so deep. I thought a Bryce Young QB sneak would have worked well, like the old Tom Brady special. Maybe it was a long one. It wasn't a long one. It wasn't a short.
Why not get LaVisca Chenault involved or do something more creative than just that, than just handing it to Chuba and hoping and praying? I
thought we were dealing when we went down, and we're starting to feel it and feel good when we went down and kicked the field goal to make it 10-7, I believe. Whatever it was. But it was 4th and 3. And I was like, man, like, fuck it. Like, that's when I wanted to go for it. We're on the road. Right. I kind of thought that would have been good. I did think the kind of jet sweepy stuff too close to the end zone is a little dangerous. So at one point they did that, and they were like on the 5 or the 6, and you're running such a complicated.
It's unexpected. Yeah,
it's complicated though, and like it could lead to disaster. Those were my kind of initial thoughts with the play calling.
I didn't have a problem with the play calling per se. Like the 4th down with the Chuba Hubbard run was a terrible call. I didn't like that. Beyond that, it seemed about the same to me as it did in the preseason. And I was told that we had a very vanilla offense, that we weren't showing our offense. It didn't look that different.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I thought we did some different things. You know, I mean, they tried to get some guys in they got LaVisca Chenault involved, as my boy Kev said earlier in the chat. That was nice to see. I thought that one thing that kind of was weird to me, and the guy kind of called me an idiot on Twitter I was like, when does a running back line up behind the quarterback in shotgun? And he's like, oh, that's pistol formation. I was like, dude, Bryce Young was full 6. It felt like he was way far in a deep shotgun, and this running back was a full 5 yards behind. I was like, what the hell are you going to do? You got to run 15 yards before you get to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
I didn't know what the hell was going on with that. I don't see that a lot in the NFL, obviously, but I don't know if we can get to, I mean, at some point, look, the people are going to be like, Thomas Brown, take over the play calls. Really, the play calls weren't the problem. The 2 interceptions and the fumble were the problem. The story of this game was just the turnovers. Like to your point, Cody, earlier, where we were debating about the efficiency of the defense, I think you're looking at the defense from holistically, and I'm looking at it just against the run. But the defense did enough to keep this team in the game.
Yes, for most of the game.
Yeah, and then and I always feel like that's kind of been the Achilles heel of our defense, is like they do that early, and then after the offense can't help, they just continue, then they just get bludgeoned to death over time. But those picks, I mean, Bryce Young's, I wouldn't even say he had a horrible day. I just thought he just made 2 bad mistakes.
And I wouldn't say he had a horrible day either, to be honest with you, but beyond the 2 picks. But beyond that, he didn't have a great day.
Yeah. I think a lot of it too was throwing it out of bounds. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it was frequently, which meant there was nothing there. I also have another question. Why do you throw it out of bounds 30 yards downfield when you don't need to?
That's what I'm saying.
Why don't you just throw it 10 yards to just get it past the bar? He was running right one time, and it was the one where he threw it all the way out of bounds, and all the people, that one Falcons guy got his ankle hurt on the injury. They were all, just all falling down out of bounds.
Yeah. Look, I don't mind a quarterback who throws it out of bounds when they need to, because I agree you should do that. But I feel like when you're doing that 5-6 times a game, maybe I'd like you to take a chance one of those 2 times, a few of those times, like to get the yards. So, I mean, it's just me. I don't want to play it so safe that you can't win.
Dude, it's just going to be a very long season if we're going to continue to have this problem where the Panthers are forced to run the ball and dink and dunk and dink and dunk. Because then that's the same. That's literally the same shit that we did with Teddy.
It's not going to be like that. Mingo's going to get up. Mingo can go deep. It's not. We are not as
But he's
hobbled.
not there yet, though.
Maybe Terrace Marshall Jr. is not the player that you said he was going to be. That's just what it comes down to at this point.
He's also been hurt too, and not even practicing.
God. Oh my God, this is his year 4,
time
dude.
To get on rhythm,
4 years. He's not the player you told me he was going to be.
So then, so then, did you think DJ Chark coming back is all of a sudden going to? I mean, I
think it helps tremendously because
I have no doubt it'll help. But is that going to allow us to all of a sudden have a downfield passing attack?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, because you're going to be able to deploy Mingo and Chark in those roles, and then Adam Thielen can play, and Hayden Hurst can be in their more natural, what we envision for them in the offense, which is running closer to the sticks. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have guys that can get down off the line quick, right? I mean, and so I think Chark makes this group a lot better. I really do. I mean, I think that all of a sudden, I think adding DJ Chark means that we're like the Rams' greatest show on turf? No, but I don't think this offense looks incompetent. I don't think it looked incompetent today. I think if anything, we maybe got away from the run a little bit too early, or away from Miles Sanders too early. A little too much Chuba for me, but I will give you this: is outside of that 4th and 1 carry, Chuba was pretty good today.
Didn't Chuba get like 7 yards per carry or some shit like that?
He was all right on some plays, but I want to see you pay Miles Sanders. But the Miles Sanders fumble, the Mint Street Maniac is right. Mint Street Maniac says the Miles Sanders fumble killed the momentum. Guys, you're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. We got 284 people watching. We appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe. We're here every Tuesday night. Let's take some calls. The number's 252-228-5098. Fat fingers.
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing?
What's up, G?
G Cavassier. Hey, just got done watching that game. Pissed off that we lost to the fucking Falcons. I hate the fucking Falcons, man. But let's be honest, man. Ritter didn't do shit. Their quarterback didn't do a damn fucking thing. They scored off our goddamn turnovers. And Bryce Young, he looked okay. Everybody online saying he looks like a fucking bum and this and that. No. This is his first fucking game. You know what I'm saying? He'll be fine. He'll be A-okay. And I tell you what, something that nobody's giving credit to, I know he got sacked, twice? Or 3 times? I think it was twice. Our O-line looked pretty fucking good. It looked pretty fucking good, man.
It looked bad.
After the daggone half, it started slacking a little bit, but in our pass rush, we got there Brian Burns. That shit is, man, give it time. And you see your boy, fucking J.C. Horn went out, man. We need to trade his ass, man. Fuck trading Brian Burns. We need to trade J.C. Horn for something, because this dude cannot stay healthy. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Curious to hear what the nature of his injury was. I've initially heard hamstring, but gosh, what could he be doing that they, man, like they're, it feels like, gosh, you didn't just tweak your hamstring, homie. Like, what did it just like snap?
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm much more in the boat
Look, you don't
of
even
trading.
care, Cody. Like, you're so fatigued
Yeah.
by the horn conversation.
Yeah, man, because it's like, damn it, dude. The talent is there. The dude can do it all, but he can't stay healthy, man. And I saw someone in the chat put, it was his first soft tissue injury ever. Okay, well, all these other ones were his first
ever,
type of injury for those ever. Like,
it's the same. It's the same thing with Christian McCaffrey.
if they keep on stacking up, they keep on stacking up. And you know what? It would be our luck. We would trade him somewhere, and
Like
then
Christian
he goes on to
McCaffrey.
be an all-pro fucking
But
somewhere
I
else.
would
Like
much
Christian
rather
McCaffrey.
trade J.C. Horn than Brian Burns.
I don't think you have to trade either of them. I think you're not going to get any. You're not.
Horn
Well,
has
maybe,
no value,
right? So you might as well just hope that he finds a way to get healthy.
Can I shed a little light on this running back topic we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, sure.
I'm looking at the stats right here. Miles Sanders 18 for 72 with an average of 4, and Chuba Hubbard 9 for 60 with 6.7. Y'all realize that if we run like that the rest of the year, that's 2,000-yard running backs. 2 separate 1,000-yard running backs.
I thought we kind of got away from the run a little bit too early. If
and
anything,
see, that is part of the reason
that's pretty good.
Why I'm not panicking. If we can continue to run the ball effectively, Bryce Young can play in the structure of the offense. And one of the things we haven't even spoke about, that first drive of Bryce, we failed to convert the 4th and 1. But dude, Bryce's first ever drive, calm, cool, collected, marched downfield. I mean, the dude was accurate, putting the ball where it needed to be. And then, obviously he would go on to make some mistakes later, but we saw enough to be able to build on and say, okay, I can see what our offense at its best isn't going to be able to look like this year.
Please tell us that Mike Wynn, his comment is true. He said he beat up Joe Horn in the 11th grade.
Who?
Look at the go back 2 comments. Go back 2 comments.
Cody.
It says Mike Wynn, I beat up JC's daddy in 11th grade. That is Joe Horn. And if that is true, I actually might have a way to get Joe Horn on this show. I'd love to revisit this high school fight and see if anybody
so basically you're gonna call out Mike Wynn if it's true or not.
No, not even calling out, because this kid came up to me. His name's Will Denton. I saw him at the bar and we were hanging out, and he goes, "Do you remember that time we got in a fight?" And I completely forgot about it. And we had gotten a fight in the men's locker room in 9th grade. And I had just completely forgotten. I was like, "Oh shit, we did." So hey, no hard feelings. That would be awesome though. And small world. All right, let's go to the next goal.
What up, fellas? A1 for Panthers here. Alex from Cali. It's a rough game today. I mean,
what's up, Alex?
Plain and simple, but rookies, they're going to make those rookie mistakes. Bryce looked fine out there. We can't, go crazy on one game. It's just one game. Defense was playing stout. We got to pay Brian Burns. Dude had an amazing game today. We got to just keep our guys, the guys that have been there through and through. Brian Burns just having a great game. Anyways, we're going to work on that offensive side of the ball. It's going to happen. Everything's going to work itself out. Let's not get too crazy over one game, fellas. Keep pounding.
This is awesome. This story is great. Mike Wynn, thank you so much for sharing this. He said he stole my batting gloves at Douglas Byrd High School. That's awesome. Hey, nothing wrong with a little fisticuffs in when you're a kid. It's when we get grown adults that it leads to jail. Somebody said JC pulled a hammy fighting his dad. JC Horn, he'd be running away from his dad. His dad be running after him with a belt, and he would just giddy. Oh crap! Got pulled up. I got pulled up here.
Hey, Jay Thomas with the $4.99 love bomb says all the unnecessary flags, false start, delay of game, illegal motion. Who do we put that on? Again, I'm gonna say what I always would. Coaches, if you're a penalized football team, and it's something that's consistently happening, to me, that's a lack of discipline. I'm not freaking out on it yet, But I'm saying if you have guys that are continuously getting penalized, and I don't even think it was a terrible day for penalties. Maybe I'll disagree, but to me, when you consistently show something over and over, that's a coaching trait.
Well, go ahead, Greg.
Well, I was gonna say, Cody, man, like I can understand what you're saying to a certain extent, but once again, I can tell you not to touch the hot stove how many times. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you to do it and how many times I teach you to walk around the hot stove and not touch it. If you still touch the hot stove, that's not my fault. I can't take. You cannot put all blame on coaches. And how is a delay of game a coach's fault? Like it could be.
It depends on
it
how
could be
long
the
it
call
takes
coming
the
in.
call
Yeah, how long does it take
but
the
we
call
don't
to
know
come
that.
into Bryce's
We
and I
don't know
don't
that.
think-
You're making the assumption that's the coach's fault.
Right. I actually
you don't
think
know
this,
that.
Greg, and this is going to go. But here's me, kind of being fair. I think on the Bryce Young thing is, the delay of game penalties are the ones that are concerning to me. Not concerned, but show he's a rookie. Because everything I've said is this is like, despite some of those preseason lack of successes, it was coming out of the huddle, knowing what was going on, not having these, panic type moments. And we did get these 2 delay of games. Now, if Cody or one, definitely got one. I think we got a timeout in on the second one that was about to happen. The coaches have to be willing to call that timeout too in the first, and Bryce needs to be able to call that timeout if he knows that you're getting down. Those are always frustrating to me. But again, we have to, I think what Greg's point was at the beginning is that we have to remember that Bryce Young is a rookie, is that regardless of how well coached he is or how promising he is, he's still going to be a rookie, and he's human. He's human too. So it's like mistakes will happen in this process. And we just hope that less and less happen each week. And we hope that Frank Reich, that we aren't I just want to know at what point, and I don't want to, I'm going to put this out there, is like, when is the puppy love going to wear off with Frank Reich? Because I was on a radio station this Friday and we were talking about things, and one of the commenters said, "Man, I'm a Colts fan. Frank Reich's a bum," and they didn't like. And I'm like, shit. At what point is my rose-colored glasses gonna just become clear? And I'm hoping he's not. I hope that I don't think I'm not at that case or anywhere close to it.
Well,
but there is.
He's also 0 for 7 in season openers.
Yes, yeah. So he's like par for course here. We're gonna go 0-2 because that's how he does it. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go back to the calls.
What's up, fellas? This is Chase. Man, that offense looked like dog shit. It was like the exact same offense that y'all run in the preseason. Oh, we're gonna be vanilla until we start the season because we play the division. Blah blah blah. It's the same fucking offense that ran in the preseason. Man, that needs some receivers. They should have kept Shaw Smith and not even traded for that piece of shit receiver that traded from the Chiefs. What a fucking mistake. The defense just fucking gave up. Man, Bryce Young looked like fucking Teddy Bridgewater out there today. Bullshit. Go get some players or something.
All the things I just said. Yeah.
Bum
I
from
agree with you.
Kansas City, get Shaw Smith back. Horn, injury prone little bitch.
Man, they're upset.
Yeah, I agree with them 100% on everything on that call.
Here's JJ.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. What's up, C3? It's JJ. Calling in. I'm going to make it quick.
I would too.
Same old Panthers. Figure we knew this, There was times where I felt the offensive line played better than I thought it would. There's times where I felt like it was letting up. Bryce Young threw some picks. He looked extremely not GOAT-ish today, but I'm not even surprised about that. I've mentioned before, I felt like he was going to have a lot of interceptions his rookie year, honestly. I've mentioned that before. I actually mentioned that in that Jamarcus Russell call you had, Greg, so not even me making excuses. I've been said he was going to throw picks. Didn't look like the GOAT today. The defense played way better than I was hoping for, so there's that. I'm happy about that. Brian Burns, bro, you got to remember there's two halves to a football game. Okay, we'll start with that. First half and second half, producing both of them. J.C. Horn, I don't even want to talk about him. Tony, you were right. Let's start there. Let's go there. I was wrong, Tony. You were right. Derek Brown clears J.C. Horn. It's not even just because of the injury, because I was already thinking about it from last year. I said in the spaces on how when Derek Brown was out for the Bengals game, we looked like the worst team in the league. So there's that. And then obviously the wide receivers were garbage. The receiving options were garbage. Miles Sanders is not even close to Christian McCaffrey. Adam Thielen's nowhere close to DJ Moore. And the bright side, at least we have a serviceable tight end now. So there's that. And yeah, Bryce Young has some interceptions again. Yeah, definitely need to get that shit under control. Cody, you need to explain yourself on why you thought AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates wasn't going to be on pace or be good. Like, that's what you need to explain yourself on, because I mentioned them multiple times on us having problems with them, and you always disregarded them. Besides that, Frank Wright teams usually start slow and heat up in the middle of the season. Not surprised. Keep pounding all 20 C3, ladies and gentlemen.
All 20 C3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and great year. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was just say I respect that call. You know, he's taking blame for different things and you know, spitting the truth out there with that. I can say the only thing I may disagree with him, that not even disagree, but I get to kind of push on a little bit, is he's talking about the Sanders not as good as McCaffrey. No, he's not. He's not as good of a player as McCaffrey. But if you take Sanders and Chuba Hubbard's numbers today and put them together, you get what McCaffrey gave you.
Yeah, the drop off is there, but it's so is the drop off in expense.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
is Christian McCaffrey got 4 years 64, and Miles Sanders got 4 year 25.
Right.
And
And
that's
like
a
I said,
3 year
with
difference too. So, but
with Miles and
McCaffrey
Hubbard,
out
you're
there
getting the same
looking
thing anyway.
badass today too he's awesome. He's an awesome freaking player. It's just you got to pay awesome players, and somehow the 49ers can pay every awesome player. They got so many awesome players. Let's go to the next call. Anthony, I'm getting to the calls as fast as I can. We're just going through them in order at this point.
Yo, what up, Panther fam? TJ calling in. New coaching staff, new quarterback, same old fucking story. Bryce Young played as well as he could have today. Do a couple picks, just trying to make something happen. Can't blame him for that. I think he played really well. Offensive line picked up where they left off last year. I thought that's a positive, considering the new additions to the line. I think they played pretty well. Coaching staff didn't impress me. I mean, everyone who said the wide receiving core was trash, I got to give it to you. Y'all were right. We didn't bring in anybody. We didn't bring in near enough to help Bryce. You're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Okay, that could have cost us a game. Luckily, it didn't, even though we lost, so not so luckily. Whatever you want to call it. You got Chuba Hubbard as a backup and Miles Sanders. Come on now. You don't bring in a big man to push the ball upfield, and you're going to go on 4th and 1 other than a QB sneak. That's stupid. You should have thought of that before the season, just like you should have thought of your defense picking up where they left off last year before the season.
Yeah, you didn't have
it's too late now. So, sign Brian Burns. Don't. I feel like we're at the same place we left off. This defense ain't getting any better. Y'all think we're going to get any better this year? Atlanta didn't even throw the ball. Wait till we face a team that's multidimensional. We're screwed. Defense played trash. Offense, the wide receiving core played trash. Everybody else on offense did okay. Yeah, we're in for another one, boys. That's the way I see it. Again, Atlanta, all they did was run on us, and they did that pretty good most of the game, well enough to beat us. So I just hate to see what's coming. Hopefully it improves, but the players we got, players that went down today, man, I hope I'm wrong, boys. But keep pounding. Y'all take care.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah,
for the call.
man.
Let's keep going.
Can I say with that, like, quite honestly, like, kind of what he's saying is right. I mean, they only ran the ball 6 more times than they threw the ball, and Ritter was 15 of 18, which is pretty damn good for 115 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, they only ran the ball for, I think, 20 more yards than it throwing, and I mean, it's not. It wasn't that significant of a change as far as how much they did. They just beat us up in every aspect of the game.
They had
today.
short fields.
Yeah, they had
That's
short
the
fields.
thing.
You're right.
Short
That's
fields
absolutely right.
makes the difference. You don't have to throw the ball.
And Kev donated to the show. He says he didn't throw picks. He threw darts. Ginger Thor. I don't even know what that means. Then he says, I don't want to hear no weapons shit. I was there. And Kev, that's an incomplete sentence. If you're going to say you don't want to hear no weapons shit, tell us why that is.
I was there.
Tell us that Bryce.
Well, okay. I think
but tell us that
I can make his point.
Tell us that Bryce was missing wide open receivers and that there were players that he was just missing altogether. Tell us that.
Can I make his point? Because I think I'm on the same page as him, just based on what he said in the fantasy football chat and everything. Look, like what I said earlier, none of the passes today were like drop passes by wide receivers. They were passes that just weren't where they were supposed to be, whether it be Bryce Young not putting it there or the wide receiver not going where it's supposed to go. But we don't know that. We just assume. And of course, all Bryce Young lovers are going to say it's the wide receiver's fault he wasn't where he's supposed to be. It's not always true. Okay. No passes today were dropped by wide receivers. I think what he means is, and I'm going to pull this up. I had it pulled up just to bring this up earlier. Do you think that Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, Richie James, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling are better wide receivers than the Carolina Panthers have right now?
No, but they lost too.
They lost too. But what I'm saying is, Patrick Mahomes was not unable to get them passes down the field.
Right.
That's
a great plug for Carolina Cat.
We don't give Patrick Mahomes those excuses, and I'm not trying to compare Patrick Mahomes to Bryce Young, but you guys are telling me this guy's the truth. So not you guys, but people are saying he's the truth. So he should be able to get stuff done with a better wide receiving core than he had last year.
Great plug for the website, Greg, because you can go to carolinacatchronicles.com and check out some of our written work, mostly by me. Look about this one is Chiefs offensive struggles spotlight challenges facing Carolina's injured receiver room. Right? Lack of talent, unproven talent, and injuries. Also, guys, you can go to the website and you can go to the shop tab. You can hit gear. Close this little ad out. You can get our merch. Go buy the merch, folks. You can get the C3 Panthers podcast t-shirt. You can get the Panther Pickle Shut the Hell Up. Shut the hell up t-shirt. You can get the G Baby You Make Me Fucking Sick t-shirt, 2 versions of that one. And really popular right now, the C3 Panthers coffee mug, right? So go and support us, or just continue to listen to the show. Subscribe, smash the thumbs up button. Almost 300 people listening right now. Let's get this the most lit post-game show throughout the season. Share the link with wherever you hang out on social media, if it's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you're at. Check us out on iTunes. Tune in. There's no more Stitcher. Spotify, help us continue to grow. We're in our 10th season. I started trying to go through last night and grab clips for the decade in review. That's going to take a bazillion hours to do.
Oh, yeah.
It takes so hard to download the clips from YouTube to then, man, I don't know if I'm able to
find them out of all the hours.
I was watching it. Dude, you should see the first episode. The first episode of this podcast.
Dude, I saw a
Fucking
video
amazing.
where you and Joey went live before you thought you were actually live, and you were like,
we were just talking.
Shit. And you turned it off and started another one.
Let's go to the next call.
Hey, I just finished watching that nasty game. I was lied to. I was told Bryce was an accurate quarterback. I thought he was a smart quarterback. I didn't see none of the above. I didn't see it. He threw 2 deep passes, and granted, TMJ wasn't really open, but if he was, he wouldn't have caught that ball anyway. It was overthrowing him so far ahead. The one on Mingo, he was open, but again, Bryce overthrew him. He threw 2 interceptions. I was also told that Miles Sanders was this great running back. For the love of God, Chuba Hubbard outperformed him. And I mean, I convinced myself and defended Ickey and Brady Christensen and Bozeman against their bad preseason play. And by George, they come out in the first game and look as bad. So they can't open running holes. From the inside runs, all the runs you saw, the majority of them were to the outside or to the right side, and the Falcons caught on to that quick. So, I mean, you know what? Baker Mayfield won. So, I'm very disappointed. I don't know that I'll listen to the post-game show or not, but yeah, I'll catch you later.
Panther pickle,
Look,
feeling sad.
The bottom line is, man, like, you can say what you want to about Miles Sanders, but overall the run game gave this offense 150 or about 140 yards of offense.
That's crazy.
Okay, so if you're going to have a running game that gives you 140 yards of offense, you need to have a quarterback that can work with that to win a game.
Yeah,
and I think that's what Pickle's saying right there is we didn't see that. He was given he may have had bad receivers. But he was given 150 yards of offense or 140 yards of offense from his running backs. So, I mean, that's like a handicap in golf.
Yeah, I mean, turnovers. To me, is turnovers. White Chocolate Espresso Kev's upset. He jumped on Greg's support train early. He is there. There has to be a group of haters when it comes to our quarterback.
Dude, it's such a fucking crybaby mentality. Everybody's like, oh, if we traded up for this guy, he wasn't good. It was his literal first game ever. Like, it was a bad game. Man, it was it was a bad game. And by the way, no one's saying that it was a good game either. But damn, dude, it's like, oh, now he's not smart. Now he doesn't have the arm talent. Now he's all these things. You have seen one football game, bro. Take a fucking chill pill. And this is to everyone, man. It's to absolutely everyone.
Right.
Like,
and here's my response to that is most people panic. I'm not panicking. Okay. But here's my response to that is most people are saying during the preseason, it's just preseason. It doesn't matter. Then he plays pretty well through 2 drives of his last preseason game. But I was like, oh, he's great. So now preseason matters, right? Well, guess what? We're not in preseason anymore. So you can't say preseason doesn't matter. This is a real game. So whether you want to admit it or not, he didn't play a great game today. He didn't play a terrible game, but he didn't play a great game today. And this is not preseason. So this game does matter. There's no excuse anymore.
Right. Nobody's saying that he is. But we also had a bunch of people saying, hey, it's his rookie season, that we shouldn't expect too much. And by the way, Kev, shut your ass up.
Kev's right. No.
If I said 30 touchdowns, it doesn't mean that still can't happen.
You also said over 4,000 yards passing or something like that.
No, I didn't. You don't even remember my
I got to go back and pull the tape. You guys were on Bryce Young's nuts like he was the fucking king of football.
Which is
when
fine.
we drafted him, okay?
Y'all
were telling me that he was going to have 4,000 yards, win rookie of the year, take us to the playoffs.
I'm wrong.
A lot of people want to hear their
but y'all are telling me that I'm wrong when all we have is one game, and now you're going to tell me that I'm wrong.
But my one game supports my argument way more than it does yours.
You said he was going to set the rookie passing records. He's going to break them. That's
Cody, my one game, one game supports my argument, and it does nothing for yours.
Well, he's not on pace to break the rookie passing record.
No shit.
Not at all.
Cam was. By the way, Cam lost his first game. Look, I really wanted Bryce to break the streak. He had an opportunity. No streak was broken today, though. The streak of rookies losing their week 1 debut continues. The last one to do it was David Carr, two gloves, who also played for the Panthers at one point. He won in 2002 was the last time. Joe Burrow didn't win his. Justin Herbert didn't win his. Cam didn't win his. Bryce didn't win his. Stroud didn't win his. Richardson didn't win his. Andrew Luck didn't win his. Next goal.
Hey.
You know who the fuck it is. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka! You guys know I gotta call in. Game 1, we took it. We took that shit to the chin. Unfortunately, in my opinion, we should have won by fucking 14 points, 10, 14 points. A 3-0 turnover ratio. That was definitely the key to this, the difference and the key to this fucking game. Bryce played just fine. He threw 2 interceptions. That is totally on him. He was intercepted by a great Pro Bowl safety, a premier safety in this league. That shit's going to happen. He's going to have growing pains. But did he lose us this game? No. Fuck no, bro. Absolutely fucking not. The key fumble that Miles Sanders had on going in to score a touchdown, that was definitely a loss, man. That definitely fucked us. But we were still in the fucking game the entire game. With all these turnovers, we were still in the fucking game. Panther fans, chill the fuck out. Chill out. Brian Burns, unfortunately, the entire defense disappeared the fucking second half. J.C. Horn, bro, I'm not even going to jump down your throat, bro. Unfortunately, that did not look good, bro. That did not look good. We're not even going into that fucking discussion. It is what it is. But damn, bro, we have this fucking game, boys. We have the defense balled out today in the first half, at least. We unfortunately still can't stop the run. Can't stop the run. We still can't pass block for fucking Bryce. The receiving weapons for Bryce did look average today, but I mean, when you're going against AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates and company, that shit's gonna happen. Those are Pro Bowl fucking defenders on the defensive side of the fucking field, bro. It is what it is, man. But don't be soft and don't be sorry for the fucking Panthers, man. We should have won this game. Pick your fucking balls up, Carolina. We're fine. This was game 1. Move on to the next fucking week. Monday Night fucking Football against the fucking Saints. Unfortunately, everyone in the Division 1 but us. But we still have division games ahead of us. This was a division game. This one is going to hurt. This one does fucking suck. But man, come on, bro. We should have won this game with 3 turnovers, and we still barely fucking lose. Come on, man. Bryce, like I said, Bryce looked just fine. Miles Sanders even ran hard today. Besides that fucking fumble, caught the ball well, ran well. The front 7 looked, solid for the most part in the first half. But the defense always falls off the second half of the games, man. The defense cannot stop the fucking run, bruh. Until we can stop the run, this defense is going to be what it is.
He said he's calling back. Let me read this super chat real quick. $4.99. Mint Street Maniac says that the 275 million man threw for 82 yards today. If you don't like Bryce, Greg, the goalpost will literally float. He's a rookie. So whatever. I'll say this though. He does make a point that those turnovers were brutal. Yeah. And I'm putting them all on, obviously the Miles Sanders is on Miles, but yeah, 2 bad interceptions on identical kinds of plays. Like that's on Bryce 100%. But he is a rookie. And man, if we limit those turnovers, I agree, man. I don't think this team is as bad as a lot of the overreactors are saying that it is. I think we have some holes at wide receiver. And I think, we really need to see how we're going to do against a better passing team. But New Orleans did not look good today. Tony, you even commented Derek Carr looked trash today.
Yeah, I don't know how they won. That's really a referendum on the Titans. I'm really pissed with them. I think this is I don't even think the turnovers from Bryce were awful. I think they're more welcome to the NFL turnovers. And that is, you got away with that before.
Right.
You know
but
what I'm
you're
saying?
not going to be getting away with that
looked
now.
like he wasn't close before in the where you used to play, and now he can pick that ball off. And I've heard pro receivers talk about this, or when they talk about quarterbacks, is open in the NFL is 1.5 yards of separation. Open in college is 3 yards. So you look open, and you have to acknowledge that person's open. There's a difference. Like the windows are just so tight. they weren't good plays. I'm not trying to defend. I just think this is like, oh shit, this is the pros.
Yeah, and you know what? It sounds almost like me saying 6 months ago that whenever a quarterback may play against somebody in college, it's nothing like when you get to the pros. Everything's different. I think I said that a long time ago. People told me I was crazy. I want to ask though, because people have been saying this, and I've heard this in the chats and through the show. How should we have won this game? Like people are like, we should have won by 14 points.
Well, you don't turn the ball over, you're ahead.
Well, but okay, so you don't turn the ball over. That doesn't mean that you're going to score on the drives you have.
We were 6 earlier. We were moving the ball just fine.
We were running the ball better than the Falcons were.
No, I think you can only say that if like a play is turned over, like a touchdown call is turned over, or you should have ran in the end zone.
How about this, Greg?
Turnovers.
This is why because
we shouldn't have won this game.
They scored 24 points. 17 of their 24 points came on turnovers.
Right,
That's why
we never played
they
good
only
enough to where we said
one.
we should have won this game. Is what I'm saying.
Okay,
there was nothing in this game we played good enough. Said we should have won this.
Well, G Baby's an optimist.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte.
What up, Ant?
Very disappointed. Just completely drained, man. Bryce Young, disappointed in him. Forcing 2 interceptions, just not good. And I don't really know what to think about this team, other than I'll tell you this. Frank Reich makes some questionable decisions. The 4th and 1 running Chuba Hubbard. Just kick the field goal, keep the momentum on your side. Bryce missed some throws. I still think we need weapons, though. I mean, I've been saying that, but no one listens to me. Y'all think Greg thinks I'm making excuses for Bryce. I mean, no, I just think we need weapons. I just simply think that. I mean, we traded our best weapons for the quarterback. But Bryce didn't play good, He took shots over the middle that got intercepted. It wasn't a good game. I just think, listen, I've been telling y'all on this podcast that this is a fucking rebuild, man. It's not just going to go all clean from day one. The defense played great for the most part. They eventually got tired and couldn't stop the run. So what? Shaq Thompson, though, bro, that dude is washed. That dude is washed. Like, that dude got cooked by Bijan Robinson about 5 different times. And I just don't know what else to say. Like, it was disappointing. I'm not giving up on our franchise quarterback, though. I'm not giving up on him after one game. I just think, like, we just need better personnel. That's simply what it comes down to. Miles Sanders, at Cody Lack. Yeah, fuck your take on the CMC, you can replace his ass. No, he doesn't fucking fumble the ball. And he would be a way better safety blanket.
Oh, whatever. You've been the one shitting on Chuba the entire fucking
Hubbard,
dude.
Bro. Stop with
Chuba
that
looks better than fucking
team is
Myers.
A fucking dumpster fire, bro. Told y'all is a fucking rebuild. It's going to take some years to get on the right track. Because, yes, Bryce made mistakes, but this dude has no one to throw to. I get he made some errors, and I get he overthrew Mingo on that one pass. But, man, we need some goddamn weapons, bro. It's that fucking simple. The defense played good. J.C. Horn out. Like, bro, this season is not going to be good. And we don't have a first-round pick. Like, that's all I got to say at this point, man. I'm fucking pissed off. Like, I'm pissed off. And I own up to Bryce not playing good this game. I completely do because I'm not G-Baby, and I'm not going to sit here and say we're fine because we're not. We set up Bryce for failure, and he did not.
He said we set up Bryce for failure. I will say this, though, man. Like, to all the people that were pounding the table for Bryce Young, but I don't want to hear shit about Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Because you wouldn't fucking have Bryce Young if it wasn't for us trading away Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. So which one is it? Like, nobody wanted to lose those players, but if we were going to go up to get a quarterback, it was the only way that it was going to happen. So it's like, what do you want, man? What do you want?
Well, here's the funniest part about that, Cody, is like before we made these trades for Adam Thielen and DJ Chark and Miles Sanders and all this, people were still pounding on the table for Bryce Young. So if our team was that bad then, And by picking up Miles Sanders and Adam Thielen and DJ Chark and drafting Jonathan Mingo, we've only gotten better. Like, what do you expect? Like, seriously, you want a Bryce Young before we made these improvements. So why now, even with those improvements, are you saying that it's not good enough? It was good enough whenever we didn't have those improvements, but now it's not, is all I'm saying.
Guys,
it's very weird.
I don't understand.
Football season is back, and you know what that means. Touchdown dances, Sunday tailgates, and epic fantasy showdowns. But, fellas, let's not forget the real MVP of the season. Introducing the all-new Beard Hedger Pro by Manscaped, your ultimate luxury beard grooming experience. This kit is your secret weapon for staying sharp on and off the field. Don't fumble this opportunity. Head to manscaped.com and elevate your grooming game with the Beard Hedger Pro kit. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You heard it right, 9 million men, or 109 MetLife stadiums. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code C3. Does anybody here, I tell you what, one person that's got the killer beard is Greg. I don't have a lot of shaving mishaps and stories, right, about things, but you guys are some hairy mofos. So you could probably benefit from the Manscaped Beard Hedger. But I tell you one thing, I love Manscaped products in general. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code C3, and you will get 20% off plus free shipping. Look, I love this. One of the shirts things I love is some of the small things that comes with your kit. My Manscaped come with this great shirt. Every time I wear it out to the bar, people are like, oh, so funny. You know, they always got to make. I was at the grocery store. Somebody's like, the girls are like snickering over there, right? But I tell you, I went to Busch Gardens with my family last weekend. It was a hot bazillion years. It was so hot. I made sure I brought my ball deodorant. No chafing. No chafing. Don't have an Astro Puff around your balls. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code C3. Get 20% off your first order plus shipping. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, guys. Another season and another Carolina Panthers sucking. Well, gentlemen, Sam Darnold, when he went to the San Francisco 49ers, said he likes it there because receivers get open. The Sporting News rated the Carolina Panthers receiving corps the 32nd in the NFL out of 32 teams. And the announcer for Robert Smith was remarkable how receivers, they can't get open. The Panthers, they don't have good wide receivers, and their linebackers just suck. This team, this roster is just not good. I don't know. How do we get better, and how does this team get to be 9 wins, 10 wins, even 8 wins? Bye-bye.
Ugh, tough question. I don't know if the roster is that bad. I don't know. The Horn injury hurts. This is what it is. It's always injuries and what ifs and buts and this and that, right? Turnovers, right? And probably a little bit more continuity against stopping the run. I guess. I mean, we're hoping JC Horn comes back. I think DJ Chark helps. You know, the only way you're going to win 9 wins is you're going to have to scrape and claw and fight and get some ugly wins in the process. You know what I'm saying? This team isn't just going to go out there and win handily and pretty on everything. We're probably going to need the defense to give us a score. We're going to need special teams to be better. To be honest, that's something we haven't mentioned. Special teams suck today.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Johnny Hecker left. He had one punt right at the end of the game, which was awesome. Like I was like, oh shit, we got 2 minutes left. Maybe we can score, get an onside. That's how I am. Every time I'm like, is it mathematically possible to win this fucking game? But he had some dud punts early in this game. I felt like that weren't fantastic. And on top of that, that stupid new wide receiver trying to return that punt, running towards the end zone. Then we got distracted by the horse collar, but I don't think the special teams were great. So, I mean, I guess Eddie Pinheiro hit his 1 field goal. That was good. But we're going to have to – the only way this team is going to be plus 500 is not just beating people man up with talent on talent, right? You're going to have to get some ugly victories in the process.
Yeah.
Well, I think going back to what the caller said there is I don't think that we have a bad team. I think the problem is I'm sitting here in my head going through the roster, and I don't think at any position on our team we have a top 5 player.
Well, Burns.
I don't even think with Burns, to be honest with you. I think Burns is fringe top 5. I think maybe Burns. Okay.
Okay.
Take away Burns.
Hey, we'll just
left tackle, quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback, safety. We don't have a top 5 player in the league. Period.
And arguably, outside of like 2 or 3 players, we don't have top 10 players.
Yeah,
or top 15
agreed.
at any of these
so
things.
I think I don't think we have a terrible team. I think that you have to have a pretty cohesive team with a few of those guys, like a few top 10 players in your team to really make things work. And we just don't have those guys.
All right, let's go to the next call. There's a lot of calls, guys.
Baby, I'm back. And I gotta holler at a bitch made motherfucker on the fucking podcast, Gregory, bro. For the mere matter of fact that you're blowing my shit up and you're wishing on our downfall, and that's supposed to be your fucking squad. That's your fucking QB, but you prey on our fucking downfall, bro. You literally prey on our fucking downfall, bro.
This is what losers
You
do
are
right here. I'll explain it. This is what losers do.
Bitch, bro. And I'm calling you out, bro. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. I don't give a fuck whoever fucking feels about it on the fucking podcast, bro. Use a fucking hoe, bro, for that shit, bro. You ain't no fucking fan, bro, and you will never fucking be a fucking fan cheering against your fucking
Because I talk
team,
shit about
bro.
you being
That's
wrong.
some bitch shit.
That's what
That's some
losers
bitch
do.
assness, and that's some fuck shit, bro. And you need to get checked. I feel bad for your fucking wife that she's got to deal with you.
Give me your break, G, baby. G, baby, you're making excuses for the table.
That's exactly what it is. I'm glad everybody sees
Back to
that.
the
It's just
fucking
it's a
Carolina
loser
Panthers.
making excuses right here is all it is. That's
This is
all
a
it
tough
is.
loss. It's week 1. But, bro, we got, 15 other games? 16 other fucking games? We're fine. Let's get acclimated. Let's strap the fuck up and move on to the next fucking game. We got the New Orleans Saints in Charlotte, Carolina, man. Let's focus on that. Recuperate. We only got to fucking... Let's fix the little things. Penalties. And that 4th and 1, I want to talk about the 4th and 1 where we gave it to Chuba, where Chuba's fucking 5 yards back. That's why you fucking keep Cam Newton on the fucking team for goal line situations. That one, if you're going to be scared to fucking QB sneak with Bryce Young with an inch, we didn't even have a yard.
Damn.
It was an inch. An inch.
Why are we still
But
talking?
you decide to give it
fucking
to
Cam,
Chuba?
bro.
That's bad coaching, bro. That's bad play calling, man. That's bad play calling, bro. That's horrible play calling. If that's a fact, go sign Cam and bring him in for the fucking goal line formations, and we'll never have to fucking worry about that shit. But that 4th and 1 was just the start of a fucking shit show, man. I mean, what going into half, it was either a tie. Yeah, it was tie game. Take the field goal, go up by fucking 3 in the 3rd quarter. Like, bro, we had this game, bro. We had this game. Like I said, Panther Nation, keep your fucking heads up, man. It is what it is. Bryce looks fucking fine. Don't jump on his ass. He's a
Nobody's
he's
jumping
a
on me,
true.
bro. Look in the chat room.
You
Everyone's
gotta
on my
fucking make
side.
mistakes. At the end of the day, did we lose this game because of Bryce
Everybody's on my
Young?
side.
No. Was he a part of the loss? Possibly. But we didn't lose this game
Yes,
because of
he was
Scroll
definitely a
Bryce
part of the
Young
loss.
threw fucking 2 interceptions.
Stop.
We were still in the game the entire game to the 4th quarter.
Imagine if he had done those picks where we'd have been in the 4th quarter. We'd have been way ahead.
So, but the
Anyway.
funny thing about this is, this was what the G Baby made his name on. Calling into this show, was being the hater. The team,
I love
this
G-Baby,
team
man.
fucking sucks. These people, and now he's like, well, there's like a lot
I'm
of
not a
things we
fan
can
'cause
do
y'all-
to. Yeah, no,
Look,
I
man,
love
this is
G-Baby. Somebody
loser
said he's
talk
an
from
aggressive
G-Baby.
toddler.
Yeah, this is loser talk from G-Baby. Man, I love G-Baby, but it really is. Like, what it is you don't want to own up the fact that what you said literally 30 minutes before the game in the chat, I'll pull it up, that Bryce Young was going to fucking tear up today and he's the truth. He's going to show y'all today. It's fucking false. Okay? I'm
Well,
not saying Bryce
yeah,
Young is
I love
garbage, but you're fucking
Nah, let him
wrong.
go on.
And what you want to do is you want to take me saying that Bryce Young didn't play well as me saying I'm happy for Bryce Young not doing good. No, I'm happy for you being wrong. You can go back and look at everything I've said in all the chats. When Bryce does great, I said, great drive. I love seeing that. Awesome. Let's see some more of that. Go back and look at the chats. And the problem is I call bullshit when I see it. So when you speak bullshit, I'm going to call it when I see it. Period. Okay, I mean that's all there is to it. When he plays bad, I'm gonna say it's bad. When he plays good, I'm gonna say it's good. But I'm not gonna say he's the motherfucking king when he hasn't done shit to prove it yet. And you got fucking taken down a notch, G baby. You're talking loser talk tonight. So shut the fuck up. Panther Pickle, play it. Shut the hell up and take your loss, man, like a fucking man. Tuck your tail and fucking take your loss, dude.
And by the way,
you're gonna lose 250 to me. You're gonna lose 250 to me this year.
Look at what Blind Panthers.
I'm embracing G Baby's
like people are noticing. It's awesome. I love this show.
Dude, I'll also say this: he does nothing but shit on Brian Burns, who is routinely the best player on this fucking team.
Right.
G Baby has no room.
And love
to
CJ Henderson.
Talk, bro.
Love CJ Henderson, who is fucking garbage.
Pickle said that G Baby's wrong 99% of the time, but acts like he's right 100% of the time. I love you, G Baby. G Baby is like my friend I never met.
And by the way,
I got him for 250 though. I got him for 250.
And G, there are still people in our chat room that say you need to pay up on debts owed from last season, bro.
What was it? What was it? He said
he bet that Carolina wouldn't win another game in the chat room, and I called him out. And everybody took that bet.
A bunch of people.
And I never made him pay me for that. Just so you know, G Baby, I never made you pay me for that. Which I'm cool with that.
There was this dude on Twitter that did this, and he's real funny, and I can't remember his name. And he's big, pretty well known among Panthers Twitter. And he bet a Bowberry biscuit to any person that something happened, and it happened, and like 10,000 people were like, I want my Bowberry biscuit. All right, next go.
Yeah, look, hold on. I got G Baby this year, though. Look, 250, he bet me that Bryce Young would win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And you saw Bryce Young and Bijan Robinson today. Who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year based on those numbers today?
Well, the odds are
I got his 250.
Decision based off
I got his 250.
You know,
how about you look at Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson today? Who's going to win Rookie of the Year?
Dark horse, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think Anthony Richardson probably had the best rookie performance today.
He's hurt. I hope he's not hurt. All right, next call.
Yeah.
What's up, C3? I'm back.
Anthony, we only trying to do one call, bro. There's like 900
got
calls.
cut off
and
there.
Impatient.
I'm just pissed off, man. I mean, I just don't know what to expect from this team anymore, man. I really don't. Like, was Frank Reich the right hire? Should Thomas Brown be calling the plays? Because I just don't see any creativity on this offense.
My God.
I really don't. I just don't think, like, anything we have going on, like, with this, from what I saw this week, is, like, anything impressive. Like, I don't know how we're going to be able to beat any of these teams. And, oh, yeah, shout out to y'all Baker Mayfield motherfucking haters. The dude beat the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. I told y'all motherfuckers, if he has a competent coaching staff and some receivers to throw to, he's going to be a solid quarterback. Okay? And I don't care if y'all are down on Bryce. Okay? I really don't. Because the reality is it's week 1, and I told y'all motherfuckers, I told you, Cody Lack, that this dude, Bryce Young, has no fucking receivers to throw to. Nobody gets separation. The play calling was bland as fuck. All we did was run to the right. It's fucking embarrassing, bro. It's fucking embarrassing. And this was why Frank Reich wasn't my first coach. Because guess what? I wouldn't have traded CMC for this bullshit. And this is why I wanted to tank. Because we would have had Bryce Young with these weapons. And now you see what I really mean by that, bro. Like, Bryce had a nice deep ball to Terrace Marshall, and Terrace Marshall just stopped fucking running, bro. These receivers ain't it. I'm fucking pissed, bro. I get Bryce didn't play good, and I'm owning up to that. Yeah, Greg, I know you're listening. I'm not a fucking pussy. Okay, I'm going to own up to what I say if I'm wrong about anything. But it's just week 1, and I'm not giving up on my boy Bryce because I know that he has potential. Let's just get him some help, and let's just let the offensive play calling lend to Thomas Brown
calling in week 1
because Frank Reich is still in this 1990 fucking offense, bro. Running RPOs and all this bullshit every play. Pissing me off, bro.
But you want to blame
better than Miles Sanders. I'm going to say it again. I said it in my last call, but this is bullshit. And I told y'all dumbass motherfuckers that CMC was not a piece that you needed to trade.
All right, cut him off.
Today,
We got him
he went off
dude.
for like 130 yards and a touchdown
come on.
and 5 catches for like 30 yards.
You're blaming the offense, but at the same time saying that we don't have receivers that can get open. Why do people not understand that the plays that you call are dictated by your personnel. If you know that you're not getting open downfield, but no, Tony, that's what I'm saying. Like, he wants to have it both ways. Oh, the receivers are shit, but all we do isn't call this rudimentary bullshit. Yeah, well, maybe those two things are correlated with one another. Like, come on, man. And dude, I'm so fucking done about hearing about McCaffrey and DJ Moore from the people that pounded the table for Bryce the hardest.
I know.
Because you wouldn't have him if we didn't get rid of those two. Straight up.
See, I have to disagree with you here, Cody. I think that when you have an elite player like a Stephon Diggs, what's his guy, Justin Jefferson, players like that, you can run certain plays for them that you wouldn't normally to be able to, because of the things they can do. I don't think that whenever I don't think when you're an NFL team and you're going into a season, you're saying, I can only run these amount of plays because of the personnel that I have. You believe you're going into the season with a team that can execute what you want to do. And if you're going into the season with that mindset, no.
You don't ask. What if you wanted Bryce Young to run like Cam? Well, guess what? You don't got to play. You don't got Cam. Oh, there's Cam's name twice in the show. You know, it's
right,
like your players do dictate the plays you can run.
Yeah. If you're not able to get open downfield and no one's getting open over the top,
you don't throw it deep.
Why are
So
you going to continue to
Carolina
call
went
plays
into the
going
season?
deep?
You think Carolina went into the season not thinking that they would have any receivers that go downfield and catch the ball?
No, I don't think it's that
okay,
dire.
that's what I mean.
I don't think it's that dire. I think people that are just saying we don't have any talent at all are possibly people that just want to find any reason to say Bryce Young isn't winning Rookie of the Year. You know what I mean? Like, is that, I don't think that, like, I'm not walking away from this game and going, we have a talent issue. I don't really think that. I mean, I think, like, do we think that we're the best team I've ever seen? No. But I don't think that. I think if anything is just Terrace Marshall Jr. isn't really panning out. I think Jonathan Mingo made a sick-ass catch going out of bounds on that third down. I think this is that if you really – you just have to know who we brought these guys in, and we need Chark. Chark was meant to be important to this offense this year. He was meant to be a guy that had speed and versatility. And without him, we have a rookie and a possession receiver and an unknown. And so I don't think like we're sitting here going like calling out Booby. Man, that's unnecessary, except for the fumble. The fumble was the fucking shit on the game. I don't like Chuba Hubbard, but I didn't walk away from this and go, oh, if we would have had, it was like, oh, poor Bryce. Poor Bryce, man. And no fucking talent.
And it's also like, dude, once you've been watching the NFL long enough, it really does take some poise and some maturity to be like, all right, dude, yeah, this game had a lot of shit that went wrong. But we know that there are 16 more games to play, man.
And the play calling, man, is like we've seen shitty play calling in this history. And people used to say this shit about Mike Shula, and Mike Shula was a good play caller. They just didn't like. They just would do it different, you know. And they never said that shit in a win. Okay, 2015, who was calling fucking plays? Mike Shula.
I mean, yeah, but
I just think.
How's it going, guys? This is C3 Coach Kurt. I haven't called in for a little bit.
What's up, Coach?
I've been watching the podcast. You guys are doing great. Continue doing what you're doing. I feel like we got to realize that, you know, this season is for Bryce Young's development. I feel like a lot of people are going with the expectations of win now. And yeah, we want to see some improvements, but like, I feel like we don't have enough chemistry since we brought in a whole new, like, offense basically with our new targets and stuff like that. We have a rookie quarterback, you know, our defense is, you know, missing a real star in the linebacker position to help us with our run defense and stuff like that. And, you know, just seeing JC Horn go down, like we have, you know, the question marks of can we keep our, you know, secondary healthy and stuff like that. And we just took away our depth. I just really got to
point out that, this year is a developed year for Bryce. I don't think anybody should panic. I don't think we should have super high expectations. And, I do think Bryce, will get better as the season goes. And I just want to say, a lot of people have been throwing hate at Hayden Hurst for whatever reason. And that man came in today and was our most reliable receiver. And then there's question marks of the growing pains and stuff like that. And, Bryce, I think it was the same route. He threw 2 interceptions. And I feel, yes, he is a cerebral quarterback, but I mean, the man's human. You know what I mean? He's going to make those mistakes, and people are going to be freaking out and, questioning his ability. But, it's a whole different league once you step up into the NFL, and guys with the experience of going against quarterbacks that are quote unquote cerebral and stuff like that. But you can't win games with 3 turnovers, and you also can't win games without causing turnovers. But at the end of the day, football's back. I don't think anybody should panic, and just know, obviously we're still in the middle of a rebuild. We do need more offensive help and defensive help, and we'll get there. No one freak out. But yeah, guys, C3 Coach Kurt. I enjoy the show. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's awesome,
Keep
man.
motherfucking on it, boys.
I love everybody who embraces the C3 tag. I see more and more people on Twitter joining the C3 army. You can do that just as a cool way to be part of the crew, man, is just put the C3 in your bio or in your Twitter name or some way. I think it's neat. Anthony Piccarello is the first one that did that, by the way. I think.
Well, I started this train rolling, and then it was Anthony, Pickle, and Chad, and
they all
and
did
a few
it,
others,
and then it just took off. It's cool, man. It's really cool.
Hey, wait, hold on, real quick. We got 3 super chats.
Oh, nice.
Lil Vert 199 says, "Greg, I don't care if we make the playoffs. You gotta shave your beard."
That's what he's waiting on, right?
Yep.
It's a playoff.
I actually looked at pictures from last year on this day, on opening day, at my beard. We saw it in the post-game show on my pictures, how short my beard was. Yeah.
White Chocolate Espresso with the 499 says, "It's almost like we weren't ready to trade up for a quarterback and should have ran it back with Sammy Dimes. I took my girl to this game. No sex for me now." Damn.
Maybe she likes pain and punishment. Maybe you like pain and punishment being as a Panther fan. Maybe you just need to get her some 5-inch heels and ask her to step on your.
Yeah, that is what he needs to do. Also, Mr. Elevation with the $5 says the offense missed Chark. Speed and turnovers killed us. The defense was not put in a good spot. And where was Burns in the second half? I don't know, man. It's like, dude.
Score update. Let me give a couple score updates. Los Angeles Chargers just pulled ahead 24-20. The Philadelphia Eagles are barely beating the New England Patriots 19-14. And the Green Bay Packers are spanking the Bears right now 24-6. And I had a Bears fan text me at the end of the Panthers game and go, "Oh, wish you had DJ Moore, don't you?" And
by the way,
maybe I should text him and say, "Wish you had Bryce Young, don't you?"
And dude, Justin Fields just fumbled as you were talking.
Oh gosh! All right, let's go to the next call.
What it do, boys? It's your boy Mike, aka Supremely Tall, back in the flesh. So,
no, he's on my side.
Guns in the books. Don't everybody panic at the same time. It's all good. It looked bad, but it's nothing that I didn't see coming from, having a first-year coaching staff, bunch of new players, rookie quarterback. It's nothing I didn't expect. So, that's just how it is. I think that one stat was, what was it? Number 1 overall picks, I think it was, were 4-21 in their first game. And the last person to win in their first game was David Carr back in 2002, was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's put it behind us.
look forward to week 2, Monday night. Saints. They didn't look particularly good either. Bryce was fine. Bryce was a rookie, just like I thought he'd be. What's his name? What's that guy's name? Scott Fitterer. Pay Brian Burns today, tomorrow, 2 days from now. I don't give a damn. Please pay that man because he deserves it. Keep pounding, Panther Nation. Keep pounding. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Hey, man, we're going to continue to have these Fitterer discussions because, again, I'm not overreacting. I'm just saying, if this season does go down the drain, bro, Fit needs to go. And I think this is his hot seat year. And I know a lot of fans disagree, but especially apparently after the game, it was announced that Brian is going to play all year. So if he's going to play all year and Brian ends up playing himself into a situation where then he becomes much more expensive and we're lacking depth at certain places, I don't know. I don't know how you don't put this on the guy that's been building our team for the past 3 years. I don't care how many coaches he had to, cooperate with. Like, it doesn't matter at this point.
So, Cody, does that mean that just saying, devil's advocate, if he does not perform this year and we did not sign him to that deal, will you give him credit, Scott Fitterer credit?
For what?
Because for not signing Brian Burns. Because you want to give him blame for not doing it if Brian Burns balls out this year. But what if, and I hope he doesn't, I don't think he will, Brian Burns does not ball out this year? Then do you give Scott Fitterer credit for not signing him?
All right,
Sure.
we can't have this conversation right now.
No, I made it simple.
It's a fair argument, though,
no,
right?
I made it simple. Yeah. Sure. If Brian Burns just fizzles out, I'm like, yep, Fit did the right thing. But again,
All right, let's keep going with the Colts.
Hey, man, first off, I love the show. This is Sphinx TV.
Thank you.
What's up,
I'm going
Sphinx?
to just say my thoughts on the
this one
game.
right here.
It wasn't the best. No, it wasn't. But we can't panic. I'd rather that we went out there in our first game and had a bad game instead of going out there and everything running perfect. Then we go to a much better team, and then now we look like we did last year. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go back to the drawing board. I didn't get to finish the game because I'm a truck driver. I'm on the road, but listening to it, we do got some stuff we need to fix. And I like the misdirection plays we was doing. I haven't seen that in a while, if ever. But Bryce, he gonna get better, man. They chose him for a reason, so everybody don't panic, man. I'm glad he had the mistakes he did because y'all know he's a film freak. So he's going to go in there. He's going to fix that for next week. Hey, keep pounding. Hope everybody have a good day.
Man, thank you for the call. Yeah, I think that's a lot of good wisdom there. Is, we started out 3-0 that year that we finished 5-12 with Sam Darnold. And we got our, is that sometimes a good kick in the balls is good for you. At least that's what White Chocolate Espresso is going to find out in a little later tonight.
Yeah.
But we saw this a little bit with the team after the Giants game. I think it kind of reoriented them. And this is good for Bryce. I won't say good for Bryce, but maybe it's good for the fan base, Greg. To kind of bring us down to Greg's planet rather than planet Krypton or whatever.
Yeah, I also like. I very quick. I like the point that Sphinx made about Bryce being a film junkie. So he's going to pour over the film and look at what he did, and I think he's going to get better as we go on. I would rather him get some of the rookie. I'd rather him get some of the rookie mistakes out now rather than have them happen later on down the year.
Why did anybody see Andy Dalton?
No.
Like,
you mean like visibly, see him at all?
I didn't see his face.
No, I don't. Now that you mention it, and I don't recall.
Kind of like, where is this camaraderie of teaching between McCown and Dalton and this and
I
that.
saw McCown a couple times.
Yeah,
I definitely
McCown.
saw McCown.
Yeah, but it was like I thought I would see Bryce sitting over there looking at the tablet, then Dalton with the little headset on and going.
All right, chat is confirming that they did see him on the sideline.
Was he ever in the proximity of people that mattered? I don't know.
No,
Let's go to
but
the next call.
again, though, he's a player. I'd prefer it to be.
But every time we see quarterbacks after they throw an interception, they show the bench. They're looking at the tablet. The other backup quarterback.
Yeah, it's right next to him. Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's go.
What's going on, C3 family? D, Sanford, North Carolina. Shout
What
out
up,
Tony,
D?
Cody, the whole fam. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed on a lot of levels, but I still have a lot of optimism. I have a lot of hope. One things I heard so far early on, the question was asked, did Bryce cost us the game? The interceptions, they weren't ideal, but no, I do not feel like he cost us the game. It was a magnitude of things. When we should have 4th and 1, instead of going for it, we should have went on and took the points. Defensively, there was a lot of things in the running game. They came up the middle on us, and we didn't stop that too effective at times. I was still happy with the defense. I'm kind of disappointed in J.C. Horn getting injured again. Starting to have a little writing on the wall about that. But as far as I'm concerned, rookie quarterback, first game, going to make an impression. The stage didn't seem too big for him. The lights weren't too big. I feel like we got something to build on. There was numerous times I saw flashes of what we really could be. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell all of y'all, before y'all start tying the noose and finding a chair to stand up on, let's give this thing some time. Technically, should we have won that game, I felt we was in position. I still feel like there was also some calls.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I just want to be that voice of reason. Just know that don't nobody win a Super Bowl week 1 and don't nobody get to the playoffs on week 1. We'll bounce back. Get ready for that Monday night. Yo, keep pounding. Love y'all. We out.
Appreciate you, man. Great call.
Yeah, man. I like this call, and I love you, man. But I got to disagree with you a little bit when you talk. Like, I feel like you're trying to take a little bit of blame off Bryce. Like, yeah, okay, you can say he only threw 2 picks and this and that, and it wasn't his fault. He's a rookie, but what else would be the other fault that we lost? It wasn't the defense. It was because we didn't put up points. So if you have a quarterback who throws two interceptions and doesn't lead drives that put up points, yeah, I'm sorry. Bryce is the fault for this game of why we lost. I mean, if we won this game, if he came back and won this game, you would say Bryce is the reason we won. So Bryce is the reason we lost this game. He's a rookie quarterback. I'm not mad at him. I get it. It's his first game.
On Bryce in this one because the 2 picks led to points, and the 2 picks were the same exact pick, and it wasn't like a miraculous play or something like that. Nor
and
was
I don't
it
hate him for it. And I get
it.
It
Just
he's
happens.
Rookie,
but he's right though. Is the playoffs Super Bowl teams? And not that he was indicating we're going to the playoffs or we're going to be a Super Bowl team, but week 1, Cody, what do you always say about a team?
That the good teams do not reveal themselves until after week 6.
That's when we really know teams. You have fraud good teams, you have fake good teams.
Yeah.
Look, it's like if I'm trying to think, say the Eagles somehow lose today to the Patriots. You'd be like, oh, you know, but like we'll see who you really are by week 6. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, this is Lou from Fort Myers, Florida, and today I wanted to call to talk about the play calling, man. First half, it looked good. We gave up that Bijan Robinson touchdown, not worried about it. A couple missed tackles. There was a lot of missed tackles on defense. But the first half play calling looked good. The second half is what concerned me. Bryce Young did not look like he was playing through preseason or in that first half. Bryce Young looked like a totally different person. And another thing is, I want to get on the flag calling. Frank Wright said we were going to be more disciplined, but it seemed like we were not. So that's all I want to say. Thank you, C3 Podcast, for taking care of me and all the Panthers fans for the whole offseason. Thank y'all so much.
Appreciate you, brother.
Go Panthers.
I love when I hear people that matters to them. I guess we all want some self-affirmation in life.
Of course.
But I think it's really neat when I actually hear people say, man, like, this is meaningful that you guys are idiots that talk for 3 hours on Tuesday night. So look, great stuff. Let's go to the next goal.
Hey, I was gonna read it real quick. Super chat. Shout out to Louis Vert. Man, he's donated a couple times tonight. It says, on that 4th and 1, right should have hit ass Madden.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the worst play call. Oh look, Chicago just scored. Was not DJ Moore, guys. But a Fields pass. Let's go to the next goal.
All right. One more time for the one time. This Lou from Fort Myers. Man, listen, Miles Sanders, we paying him all this money.
Oh, what's up, Lou?
I get it was one fumble, but I feel like we put Chuba more into the run game than we did with him at all. And with another thing is the interception. The 2 interceptions to Jesse Bates was kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to lie, because it was a identical play.
Yeah.
Almost like the same route, same everything.
Yeah, it was.
The horse collar play in the
just
back.
different players.
Someone please explain it to me, because I'm 7 beers down,
can't.
and I don't understand how somebody get a horse collar on the 1 yard line, and we still end up on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. Someone
Makes
please
zero
explain
sense.
that to
I
me,
think it's
because I felt like we were
personal
getting all
foul.
these flags, and all these flags were going to the Falcons' way, like every single one of them. I don't know if y'all saw it when Bryce Young threw his first interception. Adam Thielen was wide open with his hand up as he was
Oh, you
throwing
mean Bryce
the ball.
didn't read that?
I don't know if that was his progression or whatever, but
Correct.
I'm just trying to hear some answers, and I want to hear what
Don't
y'all think. Then again, thank you, C3 Podcast.
Thank you. No, thank
Yeah,
you. Those are all
appreciate you.
Gotta go look at that. Yeah.
good points. Mint Street Maniac said a person on Twitter just said Burns disappeared in the second half. Somebody said this in that chat or in the chat here earlier. His brother came through steaming. Bro, gonna start knifing people over these Burns takes, dude. Do you know who who got arguing with one day? G-Baby. G-Baby didn't know it was Brian Burns' brother and was like, this guy fucking like, it was just like, we were like, and then
he found out on the free-for-all that was his brother.
And he's got C3 in it too. And it's like, oh shit, he's C3G baby. And we're like, oh shit. Anyway, I don't give a fuck. I embrace the G baby. Let's go to the next goal.
Yo, C3, TJ calling it again.
What's up?
I've just been hearing a lot of excuses. I've been hearing the same 4 years. Again, when are we going to wake up? At this point, I wasn't going to blame Fitterer, but really, what can we do now is my question. I'm just going to ask this question, okay? So, we're in a cycle. Hired our head coach before our GM the last time. So now we have a new coaching staff, the same old shitty-ass players. All right, we brought in a few new guys. Okay, whatever. But we still have these same exact issues we've been having. So now, when it's time to replace our GM, who is clearly incompetent, how do we do that without firing Frank Reich? Is that even an option? All right, and I know I'm going to get heat for saying, oh, we're already ready to fire the coaching staff after week 1. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the same old story. If it continues, which this team didn't even throw the ball on us, so it likely will. If it continues, what's the recourse of action? What do we do next? Does everyone go with Fitterer, or can we possibly replace the GM? That's just my thoughts. Question for you guys.
Every fucking time.
Keep pounding.
My problem is, I think, is like, I just want to know, what does everybody think a good GM is? Like, okay, so like everybody hated Gettleman. Okay, everybody hates Fitterer. Like, what is a good GM? We've had some really good players.
Hated, Hurney,
yeah, like we've had some really good players drafted to Carolina. Like, what is it that makes a good GM?
And then he fucking turned into an old Polish nutbag or whatever. I don't care if I like him or dislike him. I think he continues to raise the issue that I've mentioned throughout all the time hiring these GM is that the coach and the GM, when they come in together, they go together. And then there's no lack of clarity of who's at fault. You don't have this question about, look, so we're asking this is who was this Matt Rule's pick? Was this Buzz pick? Was it right? It's like, who gives a fuck? When you come in together, you're one organism, you're a marriage. You know what I'm saying? You're contractually bound together in a way. And he raises the question is like, if you fire the GM, well, then you get basically the same scenario again, where you hired the coach and now you're pairing a GM, and then you're going to go through all of this, and then you're going to get to the next phase, and who's the problem? What's the That's why it just makes sense to bring them in together. And if you're Tepper, then there's no excuse making. There's no Scott Fitterer going, oh, well, if I had a better coach, it'd be or there's no better coach saying if I had a better GM. You just say this, y'all fuckers chose each other.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
But here's the deal. I get what you're saying, Greg. But, I mean, if we're going to complain about this team looking the same year after year and through different coaching staffs, well, there is assuredly one constant variable there, and that's Fitterer. So it's like I'm done pretending like, oh yeah, he's good, he's done enough, because the proof is in the pudding. I've liked some of his moves, but here lately, I just feel like we're spinning our wheels here.
I get that, but my question is then to you, Cody, who's been a good GM? Have we never had a good GM for Carolina? Because we've been to Super Bowls. We've had winning seasons.
I think
have we never had a good GM?
Good GM in spurts for like a couple
Gettleman
of
was
years.
Gettleman was good 20 when he came in through 15, and then once the shit happened with Norman, he went off the fucking rails. But he made some mistakes. Somebody said he fixed the offensive line. Not really true. He moved Byron Bell to left tackle.
Line, right?
He had 1 year where he got lucky with Mike Rimmers, or Michael Orr and Mike Rimmers. That made it. And then you know what happened in the fucking Super Bowl? They got destroyed.
Yeah.
They got destroyed. Yep. But I'll just say this is that while he did that 1 year, he also moved Byron Bell to left tackle with no backup plan. He also signed Matt Khalil over Russell Okung, where we ended up getting Russell Okung like 3 years later. The Russell Okung we didn't want. We got skinny Russell Okung. But the idea is this is Gettleman. I was at one point, I had my profile pick on Twitter was Gettleman for president. And he lost
everybody
it.
Was saying Gettle magic.
Yeah, I mean, he lost it with that Norman shit. He started to do everything he said you weren't supposed to do. Shop hungry, back right. And it was just this. He was always, once he started believing himself too much. I don't know, man. Is that it was wild. And look what he did to fucking New York. He was terrible. But maybe that, you know what? Somebody's gonna be like, look, Daniel Jones. He's still on this. He's on.
And by the way, I saw somebody ask how much do we blame David Tepper, and it's like, look, it's almost pointless. He is the owner of the team.
Yeah, you're gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, it's a conversation to say, well, does he have too much influence? Which I guess is a good question, but we have no real way of knowing.
It is what it is.
It's like Jerry Jones. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like if you don't like it, you gotta just get a different team because they're the billionaire. Let's keep going.
Somebody over there, please buy Bryce Young a hooker. Whoa. He needs to loosen up. Get him some pussy.
Oh,
thank you.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
All
right. Hey guys, it's the girl that makes them howl, aka Joey the Blind Panther.
Oh, some of the calls.
No, I don't think that game looked good, but more than anything, I think it was welcome to the NFL for all of our rookies, because we have a lot of rookies. I mean, we really do. And Jesse Bates was a freaking animal. Jesse Bates is their Brian Burns, or we're like their Jeremy Chin because he's a safety. But seriously, you can't look at Bryce Young and tell me he's not going to turn out better than freaking Desmond Ridder. Oh, come on, man.
Based on what, Joey? Based on what?
They won in spite of Desmond Ritter, and they won off of our turnovers.
No.
Because
Oh,
if
I've
we
got
weren't
this call.
turning it over, they weren't scoring. As far as our defense, God, our defense is so good. But yeah, I would have loved to have won that. I would have loved to have eaten them hummingbirds, them dirty birds. But hey, we'll get them when they come to our house because they're not welcome in our house. They gotta go. And plain and simple, they gotta go. Just like the Aints next week, we'll see about them. I mean, we know Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Desmond Ritter. I mean, duh. But Bryce Young did rookie things today. I mean, what else do you want to say? It was a welcome to the NFL moment. He did rookie things. He's going to have to learn, and he is going to learn. Just like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning beat us in the Super Bowl, and he had a bad rookie season. I don't think it's time to panic until week 5. And I think we're going to be pretty good. I think we're going to win anywhere from 7 to 9 games. I wouldn't be surprised if we do go 10-7. But no, we did not look good today. Bryce Young is a rookie. He's going to learn. Anyway, guys.
Wow. Ooh. Teacher, call me.
Gregory?
Yes. Okay. No, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way you can say what you looked at today with Bryce Young makes you look like there is a bright future looking forward. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he played terrible. He did not play great today. Period. Let's do this experiment. Okay. I've got Bryce Young stats pulled up right here. 20 of 38 for 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. If Matt Corral has the exact same game, are you saying the same thing about Matt Corral? Nope. You're sure not. It is all name that you're buying with Bryce Young. That's all you're buying. Bryce Young did not play a guy that you trade a star wide receiver and 2 first-round picks for today. I'm not saying he can't. But what I am saying is he didn't show anything that shows that he can. So people are saying that he showed a lot of things that shows he can. No, he didn't.
I think the
that.
first half. I think if you look at the first half, he looked like a lot of the part that we want.
Yeah, he threw one pick and 50 yards in the first half. Yeah, it's amazing.
6 for 6.
One
We
pick
went
and 50
down
yards and
80
7
yards.
points.
Look, that first drive, he was eating them up in that first drive, and then we don't convert on 4th and 1, not because of him. We didn't. Not,
I mean, listen, I'm not
imagine
even.
this: you convert that 4th and 1, you score a touchdown there, then you add the other in, and if his stat line was 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 240 yards, because that's what it would have ended up being, that then you would have been like, oh, I think you saw a promise. I'm not trying to make him be great, or I'm not trying to anoint him in a certain way, but I think you see somebody where the stage isn't too big for them. I think there have been moments where we put in rookie quarterbacks, not our team, but other teams, and you go, oh shit. Look, Blaine Gabbert, not it. Josh Rosen, not it. These guys in those moments, look, I don't think I felt like I came away from this game, and I'm not saying we need to congratulate and oversell it either, the optimism, but no, Greg, I don't feel like our quarterback looks like he can't succeed in this.
Well, Tony, for context, he compared him to Desmond Ritter, and Joey the Blind Panther said if you looked at their performance, you would rather take Bryce Young over Desmond Ritter.
No.
And that's where Greg was like.
Listen,
Greg, I'll still
take
Bryce Young over Desmond Ritter. And one of the
hold
things
on.
I mean,
so you'll take 146, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions.
I'm
about
saying
a 50%, about a 50% completion for 15 for 18 for 115 and a touchdown, no interceptions.
Greg, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'll take that play,
game,
not that performance.
No. Hold on, Tony. I'm not saying that this game is an indicator of the talent gap between them. I'm saying to judge them and the rest of their careers based on this one performance. If you want to say that Ritter had a better day, fine. I'm not even going to argue about the performance. If you felt like Bryce had a bad performance, fine. He had a bad performance.
Right.
I'm talking about knowing that it was his first ever NFL game, knowing that he's a starter, knowing how he's rebounded in his past before. I still think the future potential is more on the term or on Bryce Young's side than it is Desmond Ritter's.
Right, but Cody, you're proving my point with the comment you just made. What I'm saying is that I haven't seen enough that I've seen that I can say, yeah, he's definitely the guy. He's going to be phenomenal in the NFL. You guys are saying based on what he played, I can't say no, he's not the guy. You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Like you can't say that this game was enough for you.
You can just say
you
this.
can't. You can't say this game was enough for you to say he's not the guy, but it's enough for him to say he's the guy. You can't have it both ways.
He's our guy.
Same for Desmond Ritter. Same for Desmond Ritter.
But I'm not arguing for Desmond Ritter. That's my thing. You bring that up, but I'm not arguing Desmond Ritter is the guy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making that argument. So people say that, but I'm not making that argument that Desmond Ritter is the guy. We're talking about Bryce Young.
I'm also not saying that this is the performance that needs to sell you on Bryce Young. I'm not saying that either.
So when am I going to get the one? So when am I going to get the one that sells me on Bryce Young?
We're going to need more than the first game of the season against Atlanta.
So Pat Coltrane.
We're going to need more than that.
Pat Coltrane. It's just week one. It's just week one. It's
no,
just week two.
No,
y'all. It's just week three.
Joe Burrow didn't win his first game. Joe Burrow didn't win his first game. Justin Herbert didn't win his first game. Cam Newton didn't win his first game. So here's the thing, Greg, is you're right. He didn't have play like all of a sudden he's just going to automatically be a super special player. But when I look at the game and I just watch him play, I don't think the stage is too big for him.
But why? But why is the stage not too big for him?
Because I look at it's the eye test, dude. I mean, he doesn't look panicked. He doesn't look ridiculous.
Let me do this box for you. Okay?
He was not a nervous quarterback.
Right. I've seen shitty players before. Okay. He's not shitty.
I'm not saying he's shitty, but let me build this box for you real quick. Where you say that you didn't see enough that where he does bad, but he's done enough where he does good. Whatever people are saying.
No,
okay?
I never. Those are not the words I use, Greg. I said
2 interceptions. Okay. We're going to go over stats. 2 interceptions, 50% completion. He had a 2-minute drive where he didn't score. He had the ball multiple times with a chance to take the lead, and he didn't do it. What about this makes you think that the lights are not too big for him?
And no,
I'm sorry, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but that right there is textbook. Lights are too big for you. You turn over 2 drives. You can't score in a 2-minute drive. You can't score when you bring your team back when the team's down. Those are textbook things. For you, the lights
that's
are too big
only
for you.
Looking at it as through one lens, though, Greg. That's one lens, and acting like one player is the only thing that happened.
Isn't that what you're doing when
moments.
you're saying the opposite thing? You're saying
no. I'm looking at his performance, and I say this is I would say this is he looks like he plays in the NFL to me.
He looks like he's a mid-level quarterback in the NFL. Yes, I agree with that.
He looks like he's a rookie quarterback in his first start ever, Greg. Not mid-level, not great. Look, Tom Brady. You didn't look at Tom Brady in week 1 and be like,
Greg, you would have said the same thing about Peyton Manning.
You're just digging in.
We're just digging in. You would have said the same thing about Peyton Manning. You would have said the same thing about him if that was your quarterback because he was terrible in his rookie season. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. We have to wait a little while before we make
so what you've just
assessments.
So what you've just set the precedence for, Cody, is that this whole season doesn't matter if he does bad.
No,
because next season. That's what you just said.
No, I think you should get better from week 2.
He was bad in his first season.
No, that's not what he said at all. He didn't say
so
that.
Bryce Young can be bad in his first season and still be phenomenal. What you're saying?
No, we have to judge them comparatively. Not every rookie season is ranked the same as other quarterbacks. Some ball out like Justin Herbert. Some are terrible like Peyton Manning. And if he has a bad season, we'll say, yeah, he has a bad season. He looked in over his head.
Well, we're one game, man. We're not talking about a season. We're talking about one game. So if he if he throws 2 picks a week, Greg, then it's going to be different. But look, is that I don't think he made some good plays out there today too.
He did.
All right. So he made some bad plays. He made some good plays. And at the end of the day is that time will tell at this point. Time will tell if he's fantastic, if he's okay, if he's a guy that fades out. I just have when I look at him play, I feel like I see traits that lend towards success in this league.
Yes, and I never saw him panic in that pocket even one time.
After that first pick, the first snap after his first pick, he looked pretty panicked.
No, I
He
saw.
went 3 and out. He looked pretty panicked.
If you want to say
Can we
bad
go
throws,
to the
but
next go?
he's not jittery. He's not Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold fearing for their lives.
Don't
Play
say
in, play
Baker
out.
one today. If you say that, I'm kicking you off the show.
Hi, hi. What's up, guys? Long time no call or speak to. This call D.
What up, Carl?
Hey, Carl.
Yeah. It did not look good today. I don't know, guys. I mean, Cody. You know, me and you, we look at plays and break down plays. This offensive play caller, it looked good in the first half. So, it was good in the first half. I think, to me, that it seemed like after Bryce threw them 2 interceptions, to try to protect him, they decided to run basic plays again, like they did in preseason. I didn't like that. Here's my thing is, I don't care if my quarterback threw 2 interceptions. So what? If you open that freaking offense up and you use a lot of play action.
Carl.
The running game was doing good at that one point. When the running game was cooking, that's when you could have did a lot of play action, ran a lot of play action with Bryce, and you would have had opportunities, big plays. But I don't know. I'm disappointed in this coaching staff. You guys tell me. I have three players. That needs to be off this team. J.C. Horn, I'm sorry, J.C., but you injury prone. You always get hurt when we need you the most. C.J. Henderson needs to go.
Casey's garbage.
In the first quarter, I kept hearing people say, Pay Burns, because he got that sack in the half. But after the first quarter, Burns did what he did last year. Disappear for the whole game. I mean, do he really deserve $30 million? Y'all tell me.
All right.
So, guys, tell me what your thoughts on the game. I joined the show late, but I'll be in the chat.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hopefully we turn it around. Hopefully next week is better, but I don't know.
So
keep pounding.
I wanna answer to him specifically by saying, again, I agree with Tony on the play calling. I think it's too premature to get upset about the play calling. And even so, we have 2 competent play callers in Frank Reich and Thomas Brown. So even if Frank Reich starts to shit the bed, like, at least we have another option at play caller. And again, I just disagree with the Bryce assessment. And then Kyle. Oh no, I wanted to read these. Eric has been a member for 11 months. He says opinion on the defensive tackle situation. I thought Derek Brown and Shai Tuttle played well today. I felt like they were pressuring. They were getting into the backfield. I really like what they were able to do. It allowed Frankie Louvu and Shaq Thompson to play fairly fast. I appreciated what they did today. Creeper with the $1.99 donation. We appreciate you, bro. And then Kyle with the $10 love bomb. He says, of course, Greg walks away while we're doing this. But he says, Greg, do not watch games. Bryce is calm in the pocket. You just read stats. He is a rookie. Promises there. You're blind. We'll have to read that to Greg when it comes back. But
right, let's go to the next
let's do some more.
Hey, what's up, C3 family? This is your boy Ken. Honestly, everything that happened in that game I kind of expected, because you guys were talking about how vanilla the offense looked in the preseason, and I'm like, no, that's probably going to be our offense in the regular season, and sure enough, it was. But as far as the game is concerned, I don't care. I want y'all to listen to this drooling idiot Frank Reich doing his post-game conference. That's what I want to focus on. This fool can't answer a single question without saying, I got to go to the tape. I got to look at the tape. I got to look at the tape. If I had half your salary, I'd be happy to stand on the sideline for 48 minutes and just watch the tape later. But you need to know what's going on in real time to make my team not look like pure hot garbage. That's my thoughts on the game. I figure the rust will get knocked off. Maybe we'll look better next week. But our problem is that head coach. Frank Reich is an idiot.
All right. People are already down on Frank. Tony, I will say this. We had a coach, he who will not be named right now,
who
always said, oh, I got to watch the tape. 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 And it's hard for us to not get triggered by that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all we've done is heard that. And now it's like, if he's going to start using that as like some bullshit excuse, yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm not ready to give up on Frank Reich yet. Remember that he's never won a season opener as a head coach. So maybe you hold that against him. I don't know.
Sonny, I'm converting your call right now, so we'll get to it in just a moment. Hold on.
Hey, cover me for a second, Tony.
I got it.
C3, what's up, guys? It's Noah here. I feel like today's game, I feel like this was a game for us to learn and what we need to do better as a team. I feel like, again, the defense always good, and then the offense sometimes falls short. I feel like certain plays should have never been done, especially that pick to Hayden Hurts. I feel like Bryce should have just threw it out, because if you saw the cornerback, he was all over that. So, I mean, I feel like certain plays should have never happened. You know, I just feel like today is just a lesson learned. We all gonna learn from it. Keep pounding, and I'm out. Bye.
Dude, leave it to the younger generation
to have the most sense out of all of us.
Yeah, man. To be the most level-headed, the most calm. And how about this? To be the most mature.
Out of all these people on the internet, including myself.
Dude, shout out to Noah, man.
He's going to have to be G Baby and Greg's moderator.
Yeah, I know. Greg, by the way, there was a super chat that was meant for you. It was, Greg, you don't watch the games. Bryce is calm in the pocket. You just read the stats. He is a rookie. Promise is there. You're blind.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I only care about the numbers that matter. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Stats. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Stats, damn stats, and lies.
Yeah.
That's what
Mark Twain said.
What's up, C3?
Yeah,
it's P-Dub coming at you. It's been a while since I called in, but listening religiously every week. Love everything you guys are doing. So
appreciate you, man.
Thank you for all of that. Disappointing game for us. I think everybody needs to relax a little bit on Bryce. Rookies throw interceptions. It's just a fact.
They don't throw two of the same one to the exact
28
same player on the exact same
his
play.
rookie year.
That's exactly what
I'm pretty sure they do.
Bryce isn't going to throw 28
Not a
picks
savant.
this year. I do think the one concerning
Not a guy
part
who
or
traded 2 first-round picks
notable
for.
piece of the interceptions was the fact that he essentially made the same mistake twice, which, is pretty frustrating. The deep ball missed to Mingo. That sucked too. But he made a lot of great plays. But the key thing, for me at least, is he stayed poised throughout the game. If you didn't know he was a rookie, you never would have thought that he was a rookie, meaning he stayed calm. He kept slinging it. He threw some really nice balls. They had velocity. He has more arm than people thought that he would. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, those picks would have been all over the board. Lame duck throws, wobbly. Darnold would have hit some defensive back with, a receiver that wasn't within 20 yards of his throw. So, look, we had some issues. I think we played well in pieces. We didn't play well for the whole game. I am going to say the 4th and 1 call was horrendous. Frank Reich, you cannot run Chuba up the center. Throw some misdirection in. Let Bryce
Bootleg
roll
it.
out and
The
throw
old
a
Cam Newton
bullet to
special.
Hayden Hurst or to Thielen. It's like the old Madden game, right? You got your hands team in. We should pick up 1 yard with Bryce with the ball in his hand, letting it go. Disappointing. We're going to bounce back next week. I think we'll get a win at home. We'll protect the bank. Last piece, my ice up call. The entire Nebraska Cornhusker football program.
I watched that game yesterday.
Embarrass Rat Mule. Nebraska, ice up.
This is the call
Yeah.
tonight.
Because you're about to experience what we had to go through, which was years of Rat Mule torture. Keep pounding.
This
Hey,
the call of the night for
Fantastic
me.
call.
The only thing I had to say about stats that people are getting upset with me about that. I'm only about stats and stat. When we pick Pro Bowl players every year, what do we go by?
Their votes.
Stats.
By votes.
What
No,
are the
we
votes? What are the
don't
votes
have
based
votes.
on? The votes
We
are
get
based
on
on
the
who has the best
internet.
stats.
No,
the votes are based on who
Twitter.
puts up the best numbers.
A third of it.
No, it's
Period.
not. Brian Burns got
Okay.
voted over
When
Hassan Reddick
when you
for the
when
Pro
you go into the
Bowl.
Hall of Fame, what's it based on? Stats. Whenever you go in the playoffs, what's it based on? Stats. And don't say no, it's not, because win-loss is a stat. So yes, it goes on stats.
Greg,
So what I
Yes,
look forward
Kev's
to
right.
is the actual numbers that matter, the ones that people are going to remember. Okay, you can be a great guy and look good your whole career, and nobody will remember your name 10 years from now because you don't fucking matter.
Hey, Greg, like KG73 says, stats are like people. If you torture them enough, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great line, dude. Like if if you're willing to pinpoint
is
and pick
hopes and
through
dreams.
different stats,
And base
then
things on nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about a player's first ever NFL game. We have to let this guy get into rhythm with this offense, man. It's gonna take more time than just that.
Or we
to
could
determine
cut
what
bait
kind of-
right now. We can cut
Yeah,
bait.
Let's
trade
cut bait
him.
right now.
Andy
Yeah.
Dalton. Let's go.
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. Let me get 2 scoops real quick. You know, it's really some BS how this man Greg last week got up here and talking about Miles Sanders had a better year than CMC because he
He
had
did.
100 more rushing yards, probably
He
on
did.
some shit like that.
That's
But
not
wanted
argument.
to be dirty
You're
as
wrong.
fuck and not include the receiving yards where Christian McCaffrey had not just over 700 more receiving yards, but had more receiving yards than a wide receiver one, Adam Thielen.
JJ,
who
man,
was
stop. You're a rookie,
non-existent
dudes. Don't
today.
mess with the pros,
And then,
bro.
like, he
Don't
gets up and he claps for whenever people say anything bad about Bryce Young in these calls or point out anything bad about him. But yet, when you say anything about anything else on the team, he's like, well, you know, Chuba Hummer and them, they rush for 100 yards and this and that. And, oh, well, we got the whole fucking season to find out. It's not the real identity of what or how good we are here and this and that. And then as soon as we get to Bryce Young, no, he taking a little parade party up in that camera hole. So, you know, Greg, I'm just going to say
having
right
a parade
now,
party because I'm right, buddy.
you need to
And you're
shut
wrong.
the hell
So
up.
there you go.
And
That's why I'm having a
still
party,
the
because I'm right and
Bryce,
you're wrong.
still the
There's no
GOAT.
denying
All
it.
right,
And
we going to
everybody here
defend
knows
him
it.
no matter
Little
what.
children.
No matter
Yeah.
how bad of a position he's in right now, because of these garbage weapons around him and how much, you know, you may look at the stat sheet and think it's amazing when the situation really isn't all that. Nor is Frank Wright really all that. But we'll keep pounding.
We're already turning on
Once
each
again,
other. We're turning on the
once
coaches.
again, I guarantee you, if Matt Corral puts up these same numbers that Bryce
Matt
Young
Corral
did
needs
today,
a
I
well-being
guarantee you,
checkup.
y'all say he's garbage. I
Hey,
guarantee it.
Can I bring up something that no one has mentioned tonight? Did y'all hear the quote on offense, right? You hear, go. That wasn't from Bryce. When you heard the guy on offense, like, you know, doing the normal quarterback cadence, that was not Bryce Young. They zoomed in on Bryce's face, and he wasn't talking, and you could hear somebody, like, calling out what the quarterback normally does. I don't know. Is that not weird to you? That's one thing that I felt was weird to me. It is that surely I'm not the only one that noticed
Maybe it
that,
was a
right?
delay on your stream.
Dude, it didn't even sound like him. Chat, you tell me right now, was that Bryce's cadence on offense? Because I do not think it was, man.
Somebody says I knew that wasn't his voice. All right, let's go across the pond.
Hi guys, it's Sonny from the UK. Hope you all had a good summer. We're fucking back to exactly where we were the last few years, but I, for one, am definitely more positive than most. It's been about 10 minutes since the game ended. Obviously, your show hasn't even started, but I've been on Twitter and the reaction's just a fucking joke. Everybody's saying Bryce Young's a bust, there's no weapons, it's the same shit as last year and the year before that and the year before that. And all I have to say is Matt Rule had a lot of dumb quotes, especially that Jay-Z one. But in this case, it's true. Rome wasn't built in a day. We need to show a bit of patience. It's been one game. Bryce Young showed potential, and that's all we needed to see right now. The offense will get better. The defense will win us games. We're not going to light the world on fire this year. But any negative reaction to that game is just a complete overreaction. So chill out. Be happy we got Bryce Young, and the future's bright. Keep pounding, lads.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Appreciate you, Sonya. Thanks, man, from across the pond. Dude, I love it when we get people from the UK that call into the show, man. That's CT is international, baby. Let's go. I
reiterate too? Like, I don't think that this is the end for Bryce Young. I don't think that he's a bust. I don't think anything bad like that. Here's the thing: is I haven't seen what everybody's been talking about. That I can look at this game and say that he shows me a great future. Like I said, 2 interceptions, a lot of 3 and outs. Couldn't get the ball in a 2-minute drive. Couldn't come back in the end of a game. Like there were a lot more things that pointed out to me that he's not the guy than things that he are the guy. He is the guy. I'm not saying he can't be that, but people who are saying, "Well, I saw a lot of potential today," based on what? If you change the name to Matt Corral, you wouldn't be saying that.
You wouldn't say 6 for 6 in a touchdown drive. That's what you wouldn't say.
Wait a minute, but Greg, how about this? Even if you had 4 touchdowns and 350 yards passing, it would still be too premature to say
but then
that
I
he's
would at
the
least say I
greatest
have
thing ever.
You're right, but then I would at least say that I have something to base my opinion off of, that he's going to be good because he's done it. What I'm saying is, everybody who's saying he's going to be great, just wait, y'all. We don't have anything to base that off of yet. He did not play great this game. Nothing about this game made him seem like he's going to be the guy in the future.
Give him a couple more weeks,
and we
before
can. That's
we're
fine.
like, all right, the dude's he's not a game changer. Like we don't,
and that's
fine. We don't know that, and it's also not unreasonable to say that he did show poise from the pocket. He was able to navigate the pocket well. He did do some things well. Now, it was not a great performance, but there were some nice things that he showed that you're going to be able to build upon in the future.
All right, let's go to the next call. The Bears are getting smoked.
Hey, family, this is Dave from Sanford. Love y'all. Shout out Tony. Shout out Cody. I'm back again because I've been sitting here listening to this wonderful podcast.
Thank you.
And now I'm pissed all over again.
It's probably
I have a lot of respect for the Panther Pickle. I think I like the dude. He's entertaining. But the offensive line, like they didn't do nothing when they played pretty darn well in this game. I feel like you're just talking to be talking, bro. Second of all, you're talking about the accuracies of Bryce. There were so many flashes where Bryce was carving them cats up. And you want to sit and talk about the deep ball when really we weren't going to take a deep ball until we got out of contention to a fact anyway. The defense played well. I've heard that in these comments that the defense didn't play well. The defense played well. But when doggone, you got a turnover and then you got short field, yeah, you're making it easier for the other team to score. Now, when I called earlier to tell y'all that the sky wasn't falling, obviously nobody heard what I was saying. Obviously, you didn't take what I was saying. And obviously, you don't watch the game of football in the manner that you should watch the game of football. Now, Kansas City lost. I don't think their fan base is yelling, the sky is falling. Good
they've
teams
been to 7
lost.
straight AFC Championship games.
They might be disappointed, but the sky is not falling. All right? We have a young quarterback that has shown the poise and the tools to help lead us. We ran for close to 150 yards. Yes, can we do better stopping the run? Yes, we can. Is Atlanta that great of opponent? No, but let's remember this is a rivalry. So regardless in a rivalry, you could be 0-15 playing a squad that's 15-0. and pull that victory just off your pure hatred of that other team. And then on top of that, they were at home. Yes, we made mistakes. Yes, we did things wrong. That's why we have practice. That's why we have film study. That's why we clean up what we need to clean up so we can come out the next week. I'm ashamed right now of everybody that's acting like the sky is just totally falling on us right now. This is week 1. You're talking about the playbook. This is week 1. You're talking about Horn. Yeah, hammies can be serious or whatever, right? But who's to say he's not back in like a week or 2? Let's not give up on that. Let's not forget about the good things that we were doing before we let the wheels fall off of this situation, people. And let's not forget that we have added a lot of players to this squad that weren't on this squad last year, and we've got to take time to gel and get together in this situation. I've been on the Panther fan groups, the Facebook.
Thanks, D.
I got hey, give him the applause real quick, though.
No, this is D from Sanford. And in conclusion, since I got cut off or whatever, the basis of what I'm trying to say is you're disappointed, you're upset, you're not happy. That's fine. I get it. I get it with everything in me. But to sit here and talk like we just had an 0-16 season, or saying things that you didn't see, or you just taking a couple of plays of inaccuracy, put the same effort into the accuracy that he did show and the plays that he did make. Let's talk about the stops when the defense was getting them off the field. Let's talk about how good Chuba did look. Let's talk about Hayden Hurst. Thor is who he say he is. And then we just gonna sit here and trash this beautiful franchise over how the results didn't come like we wanted to. We saw a lot of growth, people, and we saw a lot of flashes of what we can be. Please take your finger off the emergency button immediately, please. And I know I can't tell you how to feel, but let's be quite honest. As a fan and fanatics, we do overreact. Let's sit back, take a breath, and look at this thing again. I'm out. Love y'all.
Hey, peace and love.
Good call. Let's keep
awesome
rocking.
call, man.
Hi
The
guys,
optimist.
it's Cody again. I'm just calling dude. I forgot what's that dude name that had called and was talking. You Cody. Talking about so he go call you out about. What do you say? Bryce Young. They said Bryce Young was a smart quarterback. Bryce Young, blah blah blah. Rush. And then he questioned why we went up and got Bryce Young.
Was it Kev?
I like to directly speak to him, dude. Bryce Young is a rookie. That's one. Number 2, Bryce Young was, without a doubt, the best quarterback in this draft. And you talk about, and what was that? Miles Sanders isn't Christian McCaffrey? Okay, then who in the NFL is Christian McCaffrey? Exactly.
Agreed.
Miles Sanders is a good running back. Matter of fact, if you obviously don't be looking at important situational things. You said Miles Sanders didn't do nothing today. Chuba had a better game. Yeah, Chuba had a better game, but guess what? We had more rushing yards than the Atlanta Falcons. How about that?
Yeah.
We
definitely ran the ball better.
Yeah, ran the ball well.
So if you're gonna go at my man Cody and my 3 and anybody on the C3 podcast like that, you got come with some facts, buddy. Come with some facts.
Get him, Carl.
Don't come at nobody with your feelings. Come at them with facts. Because you obviously wasn't using facts. You came with this ridiculous statement. And stop hitting the panic button. It's one freaking game, and you and a lot of Panther fans act like y'all want to go jump off of ridge and mountains and shit for nothing.
All right, thanks.
It's not that serious, guys.
All right, thanks. Let's go to the next call.
Appreciate your call.
Okay, this is Kyle. I'm tired of paying.
I gotta have it out with Greg. All
What's
right,
up,
Greg,
Kyle?
listen, man.
You say I'm tired of
I
paying.
see you, dog. You
Yeah.
read the stats, and that's fine. But you obviously don't watch good QB play. The dude
I guess I
goes
don't.
through his progressions. He makes his read and he makes his throws.
Out of
Like the
bounds.
guy said on the call
Never
that I'm
throws,
listening to now,
Interception.
if you didn't know he was a rookie, you wouldn't know he was a rookie. Stats don't matter. Not right now. It's his first year.
Cool.
You
Stats
want to
don't
be
matter.
right so bad that you're willing to be okay with your team losing. And I'm not cool with that, man. I'm going to have to pull that fan card, Greg.
No.
I'm sure G-Bag would agree with me. This is insane, bro.
I'm sure Glenn would.
Like, we get it. We didn't draft Anthony
Look.
Richardson, but the dude got hurt today, and he's, what, 6'5", 200-plus pounds? C.J. Stroud, I mean, he did all right. I'm pretty sure they still lost. So if we're talking stats, if he played well and still lost, does it really matter? So if he played good and still lose, does it really matter? You
But
play
he didn't
bad
play good.
and still win, does it really matter? No, it doesn't, because all that matters is wins and losses. It's his rookie year.
Exactly.
If
And
we
what
don't
gives
do
you
well,
wins and
fine.
losses?
But he
Good
is the truth,
stats.
bro, and you need to hop on the train now before you get burnt for the next 10 years. Hey, this
No.
is Kyle. I don't call him
No.
much, but keep pounding. Love you guys. Love everything you do.
Thanks for the support.
Keep it up.
Thanks for the support, Kyle. Let's keep going through.
Oh, I can't defend myself?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Defend yourself.
I was going to say, no, I disagree with this 100%, man. Don't tell me that stats don't matter. I cannot stand people saying that because guess what? Stats are what wins fucking games. Stats are what gets put in the record book. Stats are what people look forward to. Stats are what people draft you in fantasy for. Bullshit stats don't matter. Stop saying that shit to me. You're only saying that because the player that you're pulling for is not putting up those stats. That's the only reason you're saying that. Otherwise, if Bryce Young was throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, you'd be fucking touting his stats all fucking day long. Stop saying stats don't matter because they're not going for you. Period. Everybody, I'm so fucking tired of that shit, man.
Okay.
Like, I'm
Greg,
so
watch the
irritated with that.
language. Next
Stop.
G-Baby, shut the hell up. You're wrong 99% of the time.
We said watch the
And the
language.
1% you're right, you act like the world's caving in. Let me tell you what. The issue with this team right now is everybody you wanted and everybody that was on this team you said was going to play great. Guess what? They all fucking sucked. So smile and prop yourself up on the toilet and tell everybody how great you are at doing that. But you damn sure don't know football.
Oh, God. Look, I love when they bicker. Next call.
Hey, C3, it's Hemlock.
What's
I
up,
just
my man?
have
What's up,
a little
Hemlock?
short message. People are panicking, screaming about Bryce having a bad day. Look at Burrows. Bryce had a better stat day than Burrows did, and Burrows got benched, and he's the highest player in the NFL behind Bosa now, I guess. There's
got
no
benched?
reason to panic.
He must have gotten
It's his
pulled
first
late
game.
just to
It's
protect
okay
him.
if he didn't come and blow it out of the park. We seem to be in good hands. That kid looked pretty good today. Made some mistakes, but all in all, he looked pretty good. Anyways, keep pounding, keep the faith.
The ceiling is the roof. Next call.
Yo, this is Creeper _
What's up, Creeper?
Most of everything that happened with the Panthers today is expected. We all knew that these growing pains would happen, that they would be at some point. Bryce was responsible for both of those interceptions and needed to fix that. But also the offense looked pretty damn good when it was rolling and everything was going. Burns looked good before he disappeared in the second half. And, I mean, it was a good game until Miles Sanders fumbled that football. But the question to all those other Panthers fans who've been saying, oh, this is going to be an ass year, oh, this is going to tank, it's going to be a long-ass season, it's going to be where we're going to win like 4 or 5 games. My question is we don't have a first-round pick. And if those fans are saying that we're going to tank, what's going to happen?
Yeah, tank with
because
what?
if you ain't got no first-round picks, then it's for nothing. You're going to either have to trade a star player for a first-round pick, or you ain't going to get crap. And who do we have that we can trade unless Brian Burns has an all-star season again. Who are we going to trade for a first-round pick on this team that's not Brian Burns? I don't know who. So what are we going to do? And if we trade them, it better be to a bad team, because if we trade them to a good team or a winner, it's going to be a low-end first-round pick. And who can we get out of a low-end first-round pick if we need weapons? If we need, what are we going to draft? Like a corner? Maybe, since JC's out. But who are we going to pick with that low first round? It doesn't make sense. What are we going to do after this offseason if it is a long, bad season? I don't know, but I'm optimistic. I'm still looking at 7-8 wins so far.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, we didn't have to win this game to get 7 wins. I think that's fair. And, the question is how do you effectively continue to build? How do you get better from, instead of even thinking ahead of the draft, man, it's just how do we get better next week? Let's go to the next call.
Oh, yeah, man. Just wanted to give a actual a fair constructive criticism take from a Falcons fan. I actually thought Bryce Young looked pretty good. If you guys get some weapons, you guys can be dangerous. Because the defense definitely showed up. Brian Burns had a good game. Derek Brown had a good game. For me, man, it's just a lack of weapons for me personally.
All right. Look at that. A reasonable Falcons fan. Don't find many of them out there. Thanks for the call. Next call.
Yo, it's White Chocolate Espresso. Yo, y'all got to stop this capping. He's just a rookie. It's his first game. It's just preseason. Stop it. The guy played like fucking trash. He was horrible. 3.8. That's how much average his throw was. 3.8. Y'all gonna give Teddy Bridgewater shit. You better give him shit.
Why is it all on him?
Change the name on the jersey and you wouldn't be saying the same damn thing.
We are in the pros. This isn't college ball. All right, go ask Josh Rosen how patient the NFL is. Man got 1 year. And then he cut and dry.
1 year?
Quarterback next year. Bryce Young did out there today.
He's on that moonshine up there in Georgia.
All prayers up to Matt. I don't know what's going on with him. I know some fucking mental shit. He's not showing up Patriots. Keep that in your thoughts, by the way. But, stop this. And you know what? I'm going to the Monday Night Football game. And if Bryce throws 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, I'll be like, yo, he fucking killed it. Nice.
Hell yeah.
But he played like trash today. He did. He didn't play good. I saw the picks. I saw him. He threw it and went directly. There was nobody around where he was throwing. I was like, what the fuck are you throwing at, dude? All these Bryce gobblers coming up. Pros. It's the fucking pros, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. Nobody dropped passes. He didn't take any risks. And that's the problem. He didn't take any fucking
Don't
risks.
act like it's all on him.
But
like his job is to
Monday night, I'll be there.
He's making
no.
He's making good points.
Because fuck, we gave up a first rounder, a second rounder.
Overreaction, dude.
I expect more.
Yes, it is.
Yards. I expect more touchdowns. I expect you to throw more touchdowns than interceptions. I expect you to at least get 200 fucking yards. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to be on his ass. It's the pros, not college.
Thank you.
All right. Maybe Cody accepts this because Kate Cupcake sucks as a quarterback.
Oh my God, this is insufferable dick.
Bryce will suck as a quarterback, I guess. I don't know. Peace.
No, look, Cody.
It's an overreaction.
Look, it's
dude.
like I said,
It
if the
is.
name of the jersey was different, you would say differently. Okay. And here's my thing is you say that we want to put it all on Bryce. No, you guys want to take it all off Bryce. You want to take all the blame off Bryce. And here's the thing. If we'd have won this game today, if we'd have won this game by
How are we
1
taking it
point,
all off Bryce? We have
1 point,
never
Bryce Young would have
defended.
thrown for 10 more yards. Y'all will be praising him and saying he's the reason we won because of his poise and the way he was in the pocket and the way he this and that. But because we lost, you can't say that. So now you want to say, no, it's not Bryce Young's fault. I don't think he's saying that everything is Bryce Young's fault, but y'all are saying that nothing is. And that's what's so irritating.
No. It's
every single thing.
100%.
Y'all are saying,
No,
well, the receiver didn't run the right route.
no,
The coaches didn't call it like
You
this.
and
Look,
Kev,
look. There's always the issues why
everybody's
Bryce
saying
Young
that
did not
because
have
we
fault.
didn't win, that one, it's 100% on Bryce that there wasn't enough plays downfield, that there wasn't enough accuracy, that there wasn't enough this and that. You're like, if Bryce doesn't come out there and throw for 400 yards every game, then he's not worth trading up for.
Nope, never
and
said
I'm
that.
sorry, but that's ridiculous, man.
Nope, never said that.
Like,
what I want him to do is
it's
throw for 200
ridiculous.
yards and not 2 interceptions. How about that? How about throw for 200 yards
You
and
think
not
I
2 interceptions?
want him to?
That's
When
not-
did
that's
I
not-
say
that's
that?
not-
When
that's
did
an
I
insane
say
game. That's
that?
not asking a lot,
When did
Cody.
I say that he played great today? I'm saying today was not a performance to panic over and fucking have a meltdown about.
Right,
That's
I agree.
all
I'm not having a meltdown
saying.
about it. Yeah, I agree. I just don't think he's played great. He hasn't.
He
Not
said
yet.
slide over to your right.
Oh, he said your face is color. Dude, listen, all I'm saying is that there's no reason to fucking panic about this. Oh, you better do this, you better do that, you better do that. Bro, shut up, man. That's everybody that's like freaking out over this. No one is saying that he played well. Literally, no one is saying that he had a great performance today. But he also did not play like absolute trash either. And it's his first fucking game ever.
All right, let's go. Next
Ever.
go.
What's up,
He's
C3?
never played football before.
Late calling. Just wanted to say, man, I know it was a rough Sunday for us. I know a lot of things didn't go right. But at the same time, like, you look around the league and there's a lot of weird shit that's happened today. Like, Deshaun Watson only threw for 154 yards in an INT. Joe Burrow only threw for 82 yards. Philadelphia's about to lose to New England. I honestly, at first I've been a little upset. And listen, I'm not going to give up on my damn quarterback, man. This is the quarterback that I put trust in, that I believe can lead our franchise to the promised land eventually. I'm not going to give up on him because of 1 week. I also think the week ones can be very, very, very different. I don't really think that week one is telling of how the season's going to go. There's been a lot of weirdness to happen. Like, for example, Joe Burrow, 82 yards today, the whole game, gets smacked by 21 points. No one's given up on him. I know he's proven things, but at the same time,
he's proven things.
I think we all just need to, chill out a bit. I get, like, there's still going to be ups and downs with this team. Like, there's no question that we need some receivers. We need some linebackers. No one knows about J.C. Horn now, but I still think we need to chill out a little bit. I don't think this is panic mode completely, but I also don't think this isn't going to be some great season. We're in a rebuild, man, and it's hard for fans to accept this because we've never actually seen what a rebuild looks like. Well, this is a rebuild. This is what it looks like. There's going to be hard games. There's going to be struggles. This is what it's supposed to look like. We just need to get better week to week, and that's all we can ask for. Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding.
You can't say you're going to win 10 games and call it a rebuild. And that's what these cats have been saying. So I'm not. By the way, the Chargers just fell at home to the Miami Dolphins, which officially lets us know that Tua is better than Herbert.
So
I wonder if they are regretting
drafting Justin Herbert. Yeah, I wonder.
Here we go.
I wonder if they regret paying Joe Burrow the highest paid contract in the NFL for 82 yards.
Rumor on the streets, big cat been chewing on J.C. Horn's leg like a chicken strip for Bojangles.
What the fuck?
I did think about this. Can somebody remind me next year to just bet the unders all
For
season
everything.
long, like all first week?
Yeah.
Like I bet you 60% of the unders hit today.
Oh yeah. Fantasy
need to
scores are going to be like
let
87 to 90 this week.
All
Yeah,
right,
man.
we've got 2 last things to do, and then we can get out of here, guys. We 3 if you count our final thoughts. First, let's go with the towel of shame. Let's see.
Shame on you, Lorne Michaels. Shame on you, NBC. Shame on you.
This is when we call out a player in the game as the worst player or moment or whatever of the game. I'm going to say that new kid. I don't even want to learn his name until he does something good. That guy, I was going to say JC Horn, but he needs ice. He don't need a towel. He needs some ice. No, whatever that kid with the multiple last name that we just traded for with the Kansas City Chiefs, who fielded a punt in the within like on the 5-yard line and then ran all the way, try to run laterally all the way across the field. That's a dangerous thing to do on the 40, let alone on the 5 and running towards the end zone. I say to you, sir, you need a towel of shame, whatever your name is. I don't even want to learn your name until you do something better than that.
Greg, give Bryce that towel.
Actually, I'm not going to.
Oh, come on.
No. Like I said, I don't think, Bryce is a terrible player. I just don't think he had a very good game today. But rookie quarterback first game, so I'm gonna give him credit for that. My towel of shame is gonna go to CJ Henderson. It's easy, low hanging fruit. He just sucks. Fuck CJ Henderson. Sorry, screw CJ Henderson. He just sucks. And G baby, suck on that. Seriously. You think he's great, and you talk about my football IQ. This guy is garbage. He's been garbage since he's been in the NFL. It's why he got traded for peanuts. It's why he's gonna get cut this year. He sucks. CJ Henderson, towel of shame.
All right. My towel of shame is going to JC Horn. And I feel bad, man, because, I don't want to kick a man while he's down. But he's always down, man. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Step over him.
Yeah,
you can't ever kick him, right?
Get up at some point, man. I've been a big-time defender of JC Horn. I've always been a big believer in his talent. But the man just stays hurt. And if we're not gonna have him this year, that means now we're depending on guys like CJ Henderson to play well. It's a recipe for disaster. Yeah, towel of shame, JC Horn.
All right, now it's time for the David Dato, aka David Dato Ball Out Award, aka formerly known as Dab On 'em Award. This is where we give somebody credit. What do you mean? For David Dato Ball Out Award goes to the player of the game.
This asshole.
He's a ballerina.
Oh my god, dude.
David Dato. It's the David Dato Ball Out Award.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, look it up. This is where we pick our player of the game, and can we just go?
Oh, does it got to be player of the game? Or
I mean, how about this? Is Roosevelt Mungo said, Tony, this is porn. I can't. What happens if Chuba gets the David Dato Ball Out Award? That's whoa. Holy moly!
Is that what you're doing?
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I am the biggest Chuba hater there is. There's not a bigger Chuba hater than me. And that Chuba balled out today. David Dato Ball Out Award from Tony Dunn goes to Chuba Hubbard, who averaged 7 yards a carry, but screwed up on the 4th and 1. But I think that was just, I don't think that's all. They were like, oh, you can't stop churning your legs. There won't nothing there. It won't happen. And they knew what was coming. David Dato Ball Out Award goes to Chuba Hubbard.
So is the ball out award to the player of the game, the guy we thought played best?
Just whoever you want to give a little. We used to be. It's the formerly known as the Dab On. Huh?
Can I give it to one player for one?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's your award. Your award.
Okay. Well, my award, and it's going to surprise everybody. Rope-a-dope. I'm gonna give Bryce Young the ball out award.
Ah, dude, boo!
No. Seriously, no. Listen. The fumble.
Shame on you.
Why is this bad? I'm giving him credit for a good play.
Boo!
Why is this bad? No, see, that's a hater right there.
Tasty.
You're a hater. I'm being objective. I'm trying to give him credit for a good play. The play he fumbled. What was the play? He fumbled the ball. Okay, with the handoff.
Balled out, literally.
He dove into there with his throwing arm and reached for the ball and grabbed it. Unlike people picked on Cam Newton for doing in the Super Bowl. I will give him credit for that. You get the ball out award for this because you dove for that ball at 5'9". You dove into that pile for that ball and got your fumble. So I give him credit for that.
I love how he gets shorter. He's 5'11", then he's 5'10", then he's 5.
All right. Who do you got, Cody?
Yeah, the man who should have already been paid. His name is Brian Burns. Come on, man. Like, this dude is electric. This dude is dynamic. He is going to be the reason why our defense is in games. Like, he is the best player on the entire football team. I won't hear anything else of it. Brian Burns, I'm still dabbing on you, man. I don't feel comfortable about talking about ballerina balls and shit.
Balls
bro.
out. There we go.
Balled out. All right, that's the C3 Panthers post-game show brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Support our sponsors. You can find that information in the show description. Thank you to all the generous people that gifted money tonight. That is remarkably appreciated. Very, very helpful to us to continue to grow and expand into things like the Mega Mingo and gifts and fun things like that. We also got a lot more and expanded content coming out for you throughout the week. Thank you, Kev, for another $1.99. I hope you don't get your balls stepped on by your girl now because you like pain. We like pain, it turns out, being Carolina Panther fans. But if you like pain and you like the Carolina Panthers and you like hanging out and talking about Panther football, we're here on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. It's the longest running Panthers podcast. We've got content that comes out Friday. Free for all is always lit, live, and kick it. And now we've got the Madden simulation. I'm going to get Mike K. We're going to bring back the beat check, continue to bring news and shorts and all of that out, continue to just do what we do, which is fan out.
And this week, film review, we are going to be breaking down film from this game.
Bryce
Atlanta.
film, here it comes.
Yeah, so we're really going to delve into this. I'll even
not invited.
Yeah, I know. I'll hit up if Greg wants to be a part of it, Pickle, whoever, man. We can make it a thing. And by the way, if you sign up for $1.99, it comes out a day early for all of our super fans.
And remember, Mega Mango goes to only C3 super fans.
Right. And same with the Madden simulation. Madden Sim comes out a day early for all of our super fans. So we appreciate y'all, man.
All right. Let's get out of here, guys.
Panther Nation, until next time, you already know what we're going to do. And that's keep pounding.
Keep pounding.